everything's working. I'm sorry we're late, but if you're watching the VOD, we are right on time. I didn't lose my wallet. I
No,
didn't think I lost it out of Costco.
hold on.
Yeah.
Let everyone catch up. Because I did say
Okay.
9 and we're like 15 minutes early. Or you
Fair
said
enough.
9. I let everyone know. If anyone is in chat or happens to watch this beforehand,
Yeah.
don't give them the answer yet. But I
Mhm.
want everyone in chat or the comment section write where you think Joe's wallet was. and let's see. Let's see if they get it right.
Yeah. For the people at home, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you a few seconds. You know.
No,
Come
not a
on.
few seconds. Give them some time.
Okay. A few minutes.
Give them some time.
That said, I'm risen up my look. Look at me. I'm slimming down.
Nice.
Would you like to know what weight I'm at?
Sure. Where are you at?
I am at 340.
Nice.
Now, you might still say yikes, sure. But I would like to say making some progress. So I started the journey, restarted the journey August 22nd. It is November 12th. I was 373 when I started up in August. I am 340, which means I've lost what, 33 pounds, right?
That sounds about right.
Is that how that works? Yeah. Or 23? One of the two.
Yeah,
One of the numbers.
You know.
It's too late for math. But overall, since the year started, and I started back in March, and I did it slowly because I didn't know if my heart can take it. I am 54 pounds down, or 55 pounds now down.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was 393. So you can do the math. Breaking it.
Yeah.
Breaking the habit, as the Linkin Park kids say. Yeah, 53. There you go.
Breaking the habit.
And let me tell you something. I started going to the gym for the first time in years. We're talking probably 10 years of me like going to the gym. Oh, dude. I'm working muscles I didn't know I had in my knees. I didn't know how far gone I've been. I have been far gone. But everything hurts. I'm back and they tell you now stretch after your workout. Don't stretch before.
Also, Nisa in chat says, today. Joe, my mom's a fitness trainer, and she says slow is best when losing weight.
Yep. Slow and steady. Hard. Don't go too hard. So I went to the gym twice this week, back to back, because I'm going to be going to North Carolina, so I just won't have time. Funny interaction before we start the show. So I have like a trainer, and she's like, I have a female trainer, and like she's showing me all the workouts, right? And I am watching her like a hawk. And midway through, I was like, okay, because she did like the plank where like you're putting your pelvis down while you're planking is what I've learned.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm looking, and respectfully, I have to look at her legs because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I literally told her, I'm not staring to be a creep. Respectfully, I'm really like trying to understand like everything. Like I'm trying to get how like you're kneeling and how everything is, because apparently she's like the eye candy of that gym, and everybody oogles and ogs, and like, everybody relax.
Stay in your lane, everybody.
Stay in your lane.
Everyone's there to work on their fitness, not to get stared at. What are we doing?
Come on, guys. All right, listen, other 55-year-old men, I don't think you're going to have a shot. One guy literally walked up to her, and this is his game plan. This is his plan. This is how he's like, I'm going to woo her. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So what do you want, a Baby Ruth or Snickers? And he opens up his... He doesn't even have a fanny pack. He has a random pouch.
And because both options are chocolate, that shit is melted.
It's melted, yes.
Compare.
There ain't going back to that. And she's like, oh, I'll take a Baby Ruth. She's being kind. She's like, I'll take a Baby Ruth. I was like, okay, cool. And then she, you see her go to the office. She puts it back and she gives me the smile, like, hope you didn't see that. I'm like, so I don't give a fuck. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I was trying to crack her in like the trainee that she was training up as well,
Uh-huh.
because like she was working out. She had her makeup on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I don't know how you're not breaking sweat. She's like, well, I'm not really doing these exercises. I'm like, lady, you see me one plank, I'm drenched. What do you mean you're not really doing these? You're doing these things.
Yeah.
You know? Shit. Kyle, is the blue sky thing working or no?
Did you send it? I didn't know if you
I
sent it.
Oh, it's on my blue sky
All right,
thingy.
let me check.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh my
Check
god.
a look at it.
That's amazing. So yes, it does
Yeah?
work. So
Wow.
anyone watching
Okay.
this, Blue Sky, hi Blue Sky, how are you?
Hello.
You could just watch it natively on the Blue Sky
That's awesome.
app or site. So that's fun.
That's awesome. All right. Great.
Also, Nerd
All
Chat
right.
in our chat says, "Proud of you, Joe, but wait until
Thank you.
tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
What's so ominous?"
What's ominous about tomorrow? Just you wait about tomorrow. What is it? What, do you guys cheat again? I don't understand. Gonna be sore as fuck.
Oh, got it.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you had something ominous prepared.
yeah. I'm already a tad sore from yesterday. I'm gonna be driving to North Carolina this week, which is what I was gonna ask you. So you're doing the extra life next week, Kyle?
Yes, because I'm going down to North Carolina on Thursday to film the award show.
Gotcha.
And then that weekend, since we're there, we're gonna do Extra Life.
Okay. Is it just you, Mike, and Kels?
I believe so. I think we're gonna. We always have Billy, our friend of the show, and everything. We have Billy down there, and maybe Harry. But yeah,
I fucking love Harry. Okay.
Will
I gotta make sure. Oh, yeah. I gotta make sure I'm following everybody on the Sky of Blue. So
it's pretty great. I'm just gonna retweet yours and just let everyone know you can watch it there.
Reskeet. Cool. We're reskeeting.
We're reskeeting. Is that? I don't know if that's what we should go with.
I feel like it is. I think that's what we're going. We're skeeting. Whew. Give a link to the Blue Sky post. I mean, if you'd like. Listen, we don't get to always bankrupt a billionaire, but if you could go to Blue Sky, we get to bankrupt them for at least a month. So, let's put on a deposit on that. Okay. Real talk, Kyle. There is a question from last week. I do want to give your thoughts about the tariff situation.
I'm not capable, but I also don't feel like talking about it.
Gonna have a bad bit rant at the end?
When don't you have a bad bit rant?
Fair enough. I love that. I love this for us. Because it is, like, to me, it's like it is a new listener. It's a new, I believe so, at least. And so I would want to get me off.
Almost there. Almost there, everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is a new listener. Okay. Yeah, it is a new. I hope it doesn't come reality. Oh shit. Yeah, it is a new listener. I want to respect them.
Okay.
And get those questions in. It'll be the last thing on the show, so I don't have to go back. Anytime that I get to use my history examples to explain stuff, love that about that.
Oh yes. In case anyone's wondering, no light tonight. She's out. She's traveling, so
yeah. She's in the chocolate factory. Last time we checked in, she was at the chocolate factory 2 days ago.
Cool.
Made a really funny reply. I don't know if she replied back.
Nisa, once we have the Extra Life link ready to go, we'll make sure to send it over.
Yeah, I won't be able to attend this year because just everything sucks. And but we'll see what we can do. We can see what we can do. Ooh. All right, Kyle, you ready?
Nope.
Never mind. Do you have a date and time for the Extra Life stream? Cinderella asks.
We're gonna have more details. I think middle next week. Mike and I have just been swamped to sit down and get all the details together. But it will be next weekend.
Okay.
The oh god, 22nd, 23rd. Did I get those days right? Saturday and Sunday.
I don't know. Yes, yeah, that would be the 23rd. Yeah,
Yep.
22nd,
But
23rd.
how we're doing it, because we're smart, and I can't do 24 straight hours. We're gonna do 2 separate days, 12 hours each.
That's smart, man. I think we,
I
right,
can't
because last year we're like, we
do
can't
it.
do it anymore.
I can't, because then I'm traveling the next day, and
Yeah,
no,
it sucks.
no.
That's why I was going to ask if it was this weekend. We could drive together. We could carpool.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
You know,
I'm flying.
Amy could sit in the back where she belongs.
Cool.
It does suck though. And I wanted you and Amy to meet, and then Amy was supposed to sleep over today, so we could just straight go to our friend Katie's the next day.
Yeah.
And I wanted the after show to be you and her talking about me.
We've done that before. She's been on a post show.
But like as a support group, like that's the plan.
Okay. You know what? That should be, if we ever do like a
goal,
like
a Patreon goal.
We should have friends of the show come in and just have a support group about you. You're not allowed to be a part of it.
Nope.
But everyone can come in and air their grievances.
For there, I know there are many. He thinks he's the main character. He can't read social cues.
Does not pay up on any bets.
No.
Doesn't give gifts.
I have ADHD. I forget. No, listen, the one I have in store for you, buddy.
Sure. Yeah,
it's really
I'll
good.
believe it when I see it.
Okay, here's the one thing though. I mean this. What if next month Patreon, okay, we split it 3 ways and we all get like each other a gift, like, and then like we open it on the show, like it's Christmas, like for our Christmas episode.
Who decides who gets who? We randomize.
We all get each other. So we
so everyone buys the other person a gift.
Yeah.
So we would
each
be receiving 2 gifts.
Yeah, so like we each get $100. We split it 50-50. Like, Kyle gets a $50 gift, like gets a $50 gift. I get a $50 gift. You get a $50. You know what I mean?
Sure. So each of us are buying a gift for the other 2.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Right?
That could be fun.
I was listening to another podcast and they were opening gifts and they're just celebrating each other, and I was like, that's actually really wholesome.
Yeah, most of the time, if not all the time, I just really enjoy giving people gifts because that's how I show appreciation. Yeah. So you can't say same.
I like to withhold them. I like to withhold them. Good night, Katie. Good night, Katie.
All right, yeah. I am now officially ready. If you are ready.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You ready for this, buddy?
I guess so. Let's see if I can hit the intro correctly. All right, chat, we will see you in 16 seconds.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 402 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my 2 best pals talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week, we drink some copium about when the next PlayStation event is. Nothing is off limits for Xbox on PlayStation. The PlayStation 5 turns 4 years old, and so much more as we do it live each and every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room and audio services the very next day after. Alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Doing okay. I got a cold. I'm all stuffy, so I'm sorry if I sound weird.
It's all good.
2, I think I know why my mic does the buzzing sounds.
Why?
If I overuse the mute button.
Oh, you think
I
that's
think
when it?
so. I definitely think it's the Go XLR mixer
Okay,
because I feel like if I don't touch it, we should
it
be
doesn't.
good. So if it gets
Okay.
buzzy during the episode, I don't know anymore.
We-
I don't know.
and now that they don't make those anymore, I have to find a new manufacturer
Sure.
that we
I
can
think I still
work with.
have the old like audio, the red one.
The red one,
I don't know where it is.
what is it called? The Sure something? Yeah,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no. Focus, audio, focus, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's around here somewhere.
Scarlet's
Yeah,
Focus Right.
that's what it is.
Kyle Stevenson, listen, enough
Joe.
about audio things that most people don't know about.
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
Yep.
Light is not here this week.
Mm-mm.
She's on vacation with the family.
Yep.
She is seeing how many restaurants she could get barred from, which is pretty nuts. She says she's already on a heat streak. She got kicked out of the chocolate factory hula hands, and this time tonight she's trying her best at Applebee's.
Whoa! There goes the
Oh.
neighborhood.
Exactly. She says she's got herself kicked out of all 49 states. She's just working on New Hampshire.
She's already
So.
disowned from Olive Garden. She's not family there anymore.
Yes. Absolutely not. And she somehow found a way to out Pizza the Hut. So, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Kyle, how you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm hanging in.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. I got no starter question for you this week. Actually, nay, I do have one.
Oh, okay.
So, live audience, we are started about an hour late.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for remembering that because I totally forgot.
Because I couldn't find my wallet. Kyle, how long did you lose something for?
Let's see. I'm 30 something now. I lost my mind. I don't know when. I would say probably a solid okay. Something as important as a wallet?
Yeah.
I feel like I lost my car keys and house keys for a solid hour once, and I was freaking out.
All right, can I tell you something?
Uh-huh.
I once left my keys at work for 3 days.
How the hell can you live your life? I don't know if you've noticed this, but whenever I am anywhere, I am constantly checking and patting my pockets. Wallet, phone, keys. Wallet, phone, keys. In that same order, because my OCD, that's just what I got to do.
Yeah.
So how do you go 3 days without your keys?
Great
Hey,
question.
how'd you get home?
Great. These are two excellent questions because I came back to work all those 3 days without knowing.
Wild. That's wild.
So I brought my duplicate keys with me. So I don't know how, but I brought both sets of keys with me to work one day. Left the one with the fob, the important one, my work fob, and I was like, "Where's the key with the work fob?" The way my brain works is like, you'll run into it. You still have this set of keys, and that means you're off of driving duty because I always have to drive. And I'm like, not the worst not the worst thing to happen to me, so I just went a few days without it. And then when I found it the one day, it was like on the ottoman. I was like,
cool.
All right, cool. But today I lost my wallet. Not by my doing. Today I was very busy. I'm preparing to go to North Carolina. I'm also I bought a whole new set of outfits because I'm losing weight, trying to push myself and get better and all that stuff. Got new shoes because being a big boy, I already wore out the Hokas within a year. So there's just a lot of errands I was running. My fear is what I left them at Costco. And I was like, oof.
As one does.
Yeah, I was like, that's a tough crowd to lose a wallet. You kidding me? You're giving someone it's like you're giving someone country secrets or whatever. And a free checking account. So I was worrying. And we got into a little family fight. Luckily, we found out who the culprit was. It wasn't my fault. Someone, we're not going to name names, in the household accidentally took my wallet because they thought it was theirs, Miriam. So everything's
for
right.
new listeners, who's Miriam?
Yeah, it's my mother. It's Mama Babette. Yeah, and it's poetic that it would be her because her and I both have raging ADHD. So yeah, of course she would pull the same thing I would probably do. So yeah.
Have you
All right.
ever?
Yeah.
Because I know we got to get to the main show.
Yeah.
Have you ever lost something in a unusual place? Like you find your phone in the fridge. The reason I bring this
Oh.
up is because have a friend, one of I think the first or second PAX East that I went to, I shared a Airbnb with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he came back one night. And the next morning we were going to PAX. He couldn't find anything. And let me
Mm.
preface this by saying he woke up in the bathtub. So that's where his mental state was at. He was
Yeah.
having a good time. Come to find out, we searched everywhere. We retraced steps. We checked his clothes from the previous day. We checked the desk, bed, everywhere that it could possibly be. He put it in the closet in the bathroom, not just on a shelf, but underneath the spare towels.
I love that.
Like, what? How does your brain get to that point where, like, you know what, it's safe here?
Well, I think actually like 3 or 4 PAXs ago when I think we went with Mike, we were sharing
The
a room in the Red Roof or whatever
So
Ramada Inn.
when Mike had COVID and we didn't know it,
Right. Yes.
and
Oh my
me and
God.
Mike were sharing a bed, and I didn't get sick, which is
You
wild.
could have been patient zero.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot my PAX tags at home, and I remembered when I got to the hotel, and so I had to buy passes all over again. It's one of those where it's just like, I'm an idiot, can't get upset at it, hate the player, hate the game, I hate myself, so all that jazz. But yeah, couldn't get mad at it in that moment. I was like,
Yeah.
just gotta take the L. What can I do? I'm already
Exactly.
here.
Exactly.
You get them speed shipped?
No.
Nah.
Mm-mm.
I already lost the press hour you get. Jesus.
Yeah, the one
What's the point?
singular hour.
One singular hour. And
It'd be
now at
cool.
PAX,
It'd be cool if the hour was every day.
exactly. Just one? Come on, PAX. What do you got to show for
What are you
yourselves?
doing?
Anyway, listen, let's get into all the PlayStation news. Before we do, a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. Of course, our Community Day, November 30th, starts at noon Eastern Standard Time. Don't tell my work, but I'm sick that day. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're going to be trying to stream for about 12 hours just to try to get everybody from every time zone here playing games with each other. So come join us. We're going to be playing a ton of games together. We're thinking Call of Duty. We're thinking Fall Guys. We're thinking Fortnite. We're thinking anything that's free and most accessible to most people. We want to play with y'all. So if you have any ideas of other games that you think the community would love to play with each other on, please hit up Green Gorilla Gamer in the Discord, link down below to the Discord, for all that good stuff. Of course, we got new merch, baby. And apparently, some folks said that the link didn't work last time. So, listen, gang, I'm sorry. I make mistakes. But link down below. This one works. I promise this time for our episode 400T. If you want to celebrate with us, we're all Astrobots. It's pretty snazzy. And then we also have new merch coming down the line. I would have put it up today, but I wanted to make sure I pay our good friend De Niro first because ADHD, I keep forgetting. De Niro, please yell at me. And then time for our Patreon pitch. Of course, before we hit up the news, I got to thank our wonderful producers. The reason why we look so great, sound so good, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our newest and upgraded member, the Enchanted Goat. He decided to up from the gold tier all the way to the platinum tier. Good on you, sir. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, JC, Jedi Master N, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, the Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Rico Kill 90, Steven Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Aaron, Bertos Maximus, Tommy, Chris Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silcanet, Decimine, Mitchell Gramling, Mike Thomas, and of course, again, the Enchanted Goat. Where do you, sir? Is that a goat? Yeah. I gotta research what a goat sounds like. I'll be my homework next week. Enchanted
Hi,
Goat, I let you down
I'm
this week.
I'm a goat. I'm the greatest of all time. This is what it sounds like.
They gotta win. You gotta. They're either snickering or they're whinnying. Something tells me a little wombo combo of both.
I don't know if that was bad delivery or you didn't get the joke, but it's fine. Continue.
I'm just dumb. Gold members. We'll bake it on my IQ. Gold members: Cypher Primus, Doth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Endorse, Katie Mitch, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsaur, Astronaut Jr., Winter Gamer, Stingray X, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stone Cold ET, Tino Six Speed, and Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Solo, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Rick Davis, Steph Midler, Samuel Nestling, Maximum Carnage, Solo, Big G, and of course, Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for all your support, as you do each and every week. Of course, so you support the show. We sound good. We look great. We keep the lights on, keep the show going. But you also get free episodes of everything we do each and every week. We got Road to Greatness. We got our top tier. We argue. We got a whole bunch of bonus content over on the Patreon. It's a lot of fun, and I'm getting some more crazy ideas to put on that Patreon. Let me tell you what. That said, Kyle, it's finally time to square up the news.
First bit of news that needs to be squared up comes from Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle. And Zarmina writes, fans convinced next PlayStation event was teased by Sony. Sony just published a new PS5 ad on its YouTube channel, and fans are convinced that it's teasing a PlayStation showcase or state of play. As we reported a little while ago, Sony announced a PS5 price drop until Christmas in a new promotional video. Hawkeye fans have just noticed a peculiar detail in the ad that they say suggests an important date, and we think they're onto something here. As pointed out by a number of fans, the ad flashes 3/12/2024, which seems oddly specific. December 3rd, 2024 marks 30 years since the PS1 launched. Sony previously held an event on December 3rd, 2019 to mark PlayStation's 25th anniversary, so at the very least, we may be getting a state of play ahead of the Game Awards 2024. The 25th anniversary state of play is when Sony announced Ghost of Tsushima, so it might not be a stretch to assume that we'll see something from PlayStation Studios, especially as the PS5 Pro has just launched. There have been rumblings that Sony is preparing to showcase Marvel's Wolverine, so those rumors might be related to this.
Kyle Stevenson, are we just looking for anything nowadays?
Hold on, let me grab my Altoid mint that looks like Jesus's face.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a sign in anything.
Yeah, I get it.
I 1,000,000%. I understand where you're coming from. I too want a more dedicated PlayStation roadmap for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an advertisement for a sale. It'd be different if they just put a video up there, like a PlayStation sizzle reel on social medias.
Yeah.
All on its own. But this is tied to the price drop.
Yep.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, we're reading way too much into it. And like the rumor mongering as well from certain folks, it's just like again, I think the latest rumor was like, oh, we're gonna get one December 30th. It's like there's no way on.
We are? Media is on break.
Exactly.
No one's gonna cover it.
No one's gonna cover it for the next what I think like even like people that work within PlayStation, I think they're off until like they're off right before Christmas Eve.
A majority of December is usually when both games media and PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, whatever, they take a nice long like 3-4 week break.
It's nice
in most cases. I'm not saying all the time, but like they're not gonna put out a major thing when everyone's supposed to be chilling with their family and relaxing.
Yeah, and again, you're right, and no one's gonna cover it in the slides. December 30th, really, 2 days before like New Year's? Are you kidding me? No, everybody could be. They're already gonna be hungover from the party they're about to have. So it's
exactly.
That's not happening. I think this is just an obvious homage to like the anniversary of when the PlayStation was revealed. This is nothing. We're looking too deeply into things. And listen, I'd love to be wrong, but
also
you know.
My dumb American brain was like, huh, March 12th this year? That already passed.
Yeah. Listen, guy, Europe. Let's flip those numbers around. Okay.
No,
There's no
we
reason.
we are the weird ones.
No.
We're the weird ones.
No, we're not. Why are we the weird ones?
Aren't we the only ones that write our dates like that?
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, Mister. You're the only.
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, we were the only ones freeing France from Nazi rule. You know.
Well,
Least you can do is flip a number around.
We definitely might have just voted one in. So, like, I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know about that, bud. You know, things get a little kooky crazy. Nothing to be alarmed with. That said, just flip the numbers around. I hate thinking it's December or March 12th. That's dumb. That said, Kyle, yeah, nothing. We're reading into this, man.
We're just desperate for like a bigger news drop, and that's not to say like the Ghosts of Yotai reveal was dope. I loved it. I can't wait to play that game. We're not getting another big thing in between the Game Awards. If we're seeing anything major from PlayStation, it is on Jeff's stage.
Yeah.
I would even go as far to say 100% a major PlayStation thing will be on that stage. I know nothing, but like that's just been the history of what PlayStation has done at Jeff's shows the last couple of years.
Yeah, you might see Death Stranding again. That's probably a given at this point. And maybe something else. But like typically PlayStation does something in January and February. Yeah, we've had, I think, one in early December, and that was for Resident Evil was like the big headliner.
Sure,
so
yeah.
I get it. We all want the big show. I want the big show.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not hype each other up and go, oh, rumor has it that, it's like, nah, let's celebrate the games we have. We're playing Dragon Age. We're loving it, just simmer down. It's coming.
Chill,
just
everybody.
relax.
Chill.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's on next show, Wolverine, whenever you want. Yeah. There's no rush.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it a little bit. You've like single-handedly carried PS5 on your back for the first 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time.
Take your time. Just take your time. Just
especially
sleep.
Like
and
after
also
the leaks, whatever. You had a horrible thing happen to you as a studio that unveiled your plans for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Be as quiet as you want to be. Show it whenever you want. We'll be there to celebrate it whenever you're ready.
Even with like the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's like, dude, the best games on it to showcase it are like Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
It's like they still didn't even slow down for a second.
Exactly.
So yeah, Insomniac sleep. Okay, I get it, it's in your name, but like, come on. Take some NyQuil Z's. Just a sec.
Yeah.
All right.
Take some melatonin. Just chill.
Yeah, just chill.
Put on some ambient noise, like on a YouTube
lo-fi
or whatever. Exactly.
Yeah.
Get yourself a little eye mask and just relax.
Ooh. I'm imagining Ratchet with the little eye patch. He's on a plane.
I'm imagining Clank with the eye patch. It's pink and it's furry. It's got like
he would be.
The eyes that are closed on the outside of it, so it looks like they're sleeping.
Or it's like the green seeping through. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Kyle. Let's talk about the other one. People are just in a big uproar about. I don't know why.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Coughing.
Sorry.
Can't help it, folks. If you
I got a cold. If I mute, you get the buzz. If
Yeah.
I don't mute, you're gonna get a cough every once in a while. Wesleyan Poole over at IGN writes, Microsoft gaming boss Phil Spencer won't rule out any Xbox exclusive making the jump to PlayStation, including Halo. With Microsoft's multi-platform video game release strategy in full swing, some Xbox fans are wondering whether flagship exclusives such as Halo will ever make the jump to PlayStation. But according to Microsoft's gaming chief Phil Spencer, there are no quote-unquote red lines in its first-party lineup. Microsoft has so far used older games released over a year ago for its multi-platform push, as opposed to brand new games, but that will soon change with the release of Indiana Jones. Microsoft will launch Machine Games' hotly anticipated Xbox game on PS5 just a few months after it launches on Xbox and PC this December. Speaking to Bloomberg, Spencer said every Xbox game is up for grabs when it comes to making the multi-platform jump. Quote, I do not see sort of red lines in our portfolio that say, thou must not end quote, he said. Halo on PlayStation would perhaps be the biggest Xbox game to go multi-platform so far, given its association with the console over the years. Last month, tech experts said Halo's move to Unreal Engine 5 would make it easier for developer Halo Studios, other known as 343 Studios, to take Xbox's flagship first-person shooter multi-platform, including a launch on PS5.
Yeah, man, it's happening. We've been over this now, but I get why it's news now. It's like, here's the head of Xbox saying it, that there is no red line. Expect any game that's any game on this. There's no exceptions. There's no, whatever to the rules. Like, yeah. And this is a change from just what, 8 months ago, when they're like, it's just these 4 games. Everybody relax. Obviously, that's not the case. Matthew Kennedy writes in, now, funny thing about these show notes, guys, Kyle helped me put this together, so I don't know any of these questions. So I'm reading this for the first time like you. Okay, ready? Matthew Kennedy from the Star writes in, hey there, Trophy Room Trio. Oh, you missed out this week. You missed out. Don't worry, next week you'll get it. It's definitely been a little while since I've written in, but things are winding down with the kiddos events as we transition into the winter months. My question is more focused on your feelings rather than any sort of industry facts. In the vein of Xbox's rise of cloud gaming and push toward Game Pass, I'm wondering how you would feel about a possibility of Xbox shifting entirely to a publisher role, focusing on its ecosystem and content without producing any dedicated hardware. Would such a move strengthen the Xbox brand and gaming experience, or do you think it would risk losing the unique identity and community that has come with having their consoles? Anyway, lady and thoughts. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Seabertos over on Blue Sky, which is where it's popping off, guys. It's nice over there. It's fun.
Again,
All right?
anyone watching live on Blue Sky, hi, how are you?
What's up? Yeah, we're live on Blue. Like, we're waving.
We didn't have to
Everybody's waving
link
back.
anything. It's working.
It's just working, and nobody's calling me a cuck. It's great. See, Berto writes in as well. He's like, I've been beating this drum for 12 months. It's not a if we see Halo or Gears. It's on PlayStation. It's when. So my question is, do you think you'll see them on PS5 or PS6 generation, and Microsoft respectfully bows out of the hardware game? Kyle Stevenson, what do you think? Do you think they're going towards this like publisher only route? Do you still see them? Because in the same breath, he's like, hey, listen, we're working on a mobile thing.
Well, that's what I was
It's
going to
years
bring
out.
up. Like, I don't think they're ever going to abandon it, especially if he talked about an Xbox handheld.
Yeah.
That's hardware.
Yeah.
And in some cases, the nerd chat, controllers are hardware. So like,
and they've been putting out a lot of them.
Are you going to tell me they're going to stop with the controllers?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me they don't like the IHOP branded Xbox Series X? That is
it's hardware. That's a new console.
That's a new
Every
console.
other month they're putting out a new console. Are you kidding me?
I don't think a dedicated Xbox console is going anywhere anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll still have one. Whether or not it's going to hit like the every 6-7 year cycle, that might be different. But they are leaning more heavily into, let's just make our games have a exclusive window for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And then they'll go everywhere else.
We're in a weird time, man. This has been a weird generation, and we're seeing games from places like PlayStation going on Nintendo day and date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're seeing PlayStation explore the PC realm, for Christ's sake. So like, to think that there's not going to be a day where everything's ubiquitous, it's like I don't think so. Like I think that future is coming. That said, I think it's coming much faster and much sooner for Microsoft. And that's not a big deal. Microsoft's in this situation where a few years ago, we really thought, oh, they're going to be locking down this content. They're going to be super aggressive with it. And, PlayStation, you're lucky if you get Call of Duty, right? Now that we have more information on what has actually gone on, what's transpired, and what their thoughts are on this acquisition, we actually see that, like, it's put a lot more pressure on Microsoft and Xbox in particular to perform for their shareholders. That this is now a company that used to, under the big umbrella, not push the stock price, right? Because they were still so small in the grand scheme of things. Now they're a huge part of the Windows portfolio. I think they're arguably bigger than Windows, if I'm not mistaken. They push the stock around. So if you are Xbox, you have to deliver to your larger parent company. So I think the future of Microsoft putting their games everywhere is just part of their MO at this point. But I think when we take a look at their hardware, I think it's hard to argue that putting it everywhere hasn't hurt their hardware segment, because I
Oh,
think it
sure.
has.
Yeah.
But if we're talking
I
about the
get.
broad,
Yeah.
yeah, go
Sorry,
for it,
I
Kyle.
don't mean to cut into
No,
what
you
you're
cut me
saying, but
off.
like, it's so weird for me to see the direction
Hmm.
of them dedicating brand new hardware, but also at the same time, you can play our games anywhere.
Hmm.
And focusing really hard on Game Pass on PC and cloud streaming and everything, where you don't need a console, you do not need to dedicate Xbox hardware. So it's like they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. It's working. Like, I don't think people care that much because they
Right.
are subscribed to Game Pass. It's just, it's hard to get into their mindset of like, that's why I'm only in the PlayStation ecosystem, because
Right.
like that's the thing that I love. And I'm not claiming to be an expert in Xbox in any way, shape, or form, but
Right.
it's just really, really hard to understand
And
what do they care about, I guess.
I think what they care about is just you playing their game.
One
Like I
million
think,
percent, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like they're like, we have 20 games that are like $1 billion plus IP. It's like, yeah, it's about keeping those games, those ecosystems alive, and then also introducing an ecosystem where you could play it on a Amazon Fire Stick, you could play it on your Oculus or MetaQuest, whatever. You could play it on your laptop, your Chromebook, or you have a dedicated piece of hardware. Like, the one thing that I think we get hung up on is, because we're just so console centric, is that console used to be console, and maybe if you had the money, a PC. And now it's gaming is so many more things that Xbox just wants to be everywhere.
Sure.
So it's not necessarily needed that their console is number one, but as long as it's out there and it's selling decent, I don't think they care too much about it. In terms of, like, because cutting off PlayStation so that they can get more share in this ecosystem. They
Mm-hmm.
just want to be everywhere
Sure.
because they see gaming as a much broader thing than just console market. So I think that's how they see it. And I think when we try to look at it through, like, but you guys used to fight each other, it's like, yeah, but that was 20 years ago. Activision used to have a president at E3. Was it
Well,
Jamie Kennedy did their E3 live? Like, things change,
there's
people
still
change.
been a whole lot of fighting pretty recently. Let's not forget the whole Activision buyout saga for 3 years, where Jim's going
Right?
back and forth and
He's
throwing
telling his
wrenches in
mom,
everyone's like things, like, oh well,
yeah.
they told us Call of Duty would still come to our platform, kind of thing,
Hmm.
and holding it up. So
And look, I mean, it goes to show Call of Duty still a huge success on PlayStation. I think 75% of all units sold in the UK were from or on PlayStation. So it's like still selling really well, and it looks like it's doing good on Game Pass as well. So it's like bringing more people into that game is only better for that game because people are actually trying it out who rather wouldn't. So it's like, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. That said, Kyle,
mm-hmm.
I don't think they're giving up hardware anytime soon.
No. Mm-mm.
Look, I think, and this is the end of my bad bit rant, I promise, you're going to see much more different boxes called Xbox that aren't necessarily made from Microsoft.
Oh god, we're getting the Steam things all over again.
Yeah,
There's gonna be
essentially,
an
I think,
Alienware one, an Asus one, blah blah blah.
look,
What were
these
those things
consoles are
called? Steam Links? No,
A Steam box, I think, right?
Steam Box. Yep.
Steam, yeah. I was gonna say Steam Deck, like anyway, but like these consoles are already practically PCs at this point. Why not just open up that operating system, let Epic and Steam in, right? And like that's where I kind of see. Then maybe, hey, maybe Dell wants to go make an Xbox. Allow them to do that. You follow these strict guidelines, but you can make it if you want it. I think they're seeing the Steam Deck approach, and they're seeing the mobile market transform, and they want in on it. And that's where I think they want to be. I don't think it's about power anymore, guys. I think it's about mobility and getting people on the go, having a hybrid system. That's where I think Microsoft sees the market in.
Can I ask the more important question here, or
Yeah,
the more important comment here?
sure.
Everyone's talking about Halo and Gears finally coming to
Hmm.
PlayStation. That's old news. As a famous man once said, old game's old, according to you, Mr. Badbit.
That's right.
This just makes me excited for after seeing the docs that everyone talk about south of midnight.
Hmm.
Yes, I want to play that on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future where I don't have to worry about missing out on Machine Games' next Wolfenstein if it ever comes to fruition.
Hmm.
Because I know, I will have to wait a little bit, which I'm totally fine with.
Yep.
Just because money is tight and I can't afford another subscription service or another hardware,
Yeah.
a console thing. So, like,
Yeah.
that makes me happy knowing that these dope looking games will be able to be playable on my platform of choice. So that's super exciting. Also, isn't it cool that your boy Ahmed Best is in South of Midnight?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's one of the voices.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Hot damn. Now, De Niro Primero writes in again. I need to pay you, please. Let me do that. Remind me. DM me ASAP. He's an amazing artist.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Anyway, hire him. De Niro writes, I think they're trying to find their way again. They make a right to go and oh damn, we should have turned left. Then they go left, and then they say never mind. Like I, I understand what you're trying to get at, because they're like I mean, just 8 months ago they said, listen, it's just 4 games. It's not, you know, nothing else. We're just testing, and now it's like, nope, the whole kit and caboodle for sale.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they're trying to find their way, and they're throwing darts at the board, and they're seeing which one sticks, because they have tried to go head to head to PlayStation for decades now, and it has not panned out every single time. So they're tired of being in third place. They're tired of fighting the same old fight. So they're trying to do something different, and I
Mm-hmm.
applaud them for that. I like that.
Sure.
Try to do something different, and maybe that challenges PlayStation in a different way.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be the guy going, Xbox. You got. I like your games.
Yeah.
I love
Games are awesome.
Xbox. Halo is one of my favorite games of all time. Halo CE
Mm-hmm.
is the reason why I'm a gamer today. I fell in love with Cortana, respectfully. Oh, we, you know what I'm saying?
For
Gears of War, one of
since
my
last
favorite
sat
games.
here, I feel like I have to say for science.
For science, right? Right. Show me the Mjolnir armor. I don't know.
Also, if you're new here and watching on Blue Sky or
Mhm.
finding us through a different way,
Yeah.
please know that we are not one of those PlayStation podcasts that shit on other places.
Yeah.
If we do, it's
Hate
all in
that
good
shit.
fun,
Boring.
but we
Yeah.
just love video games. So
Yeah.
like, even though for me personally, Xbox isn't my go-to like almost
But,
ever, I love their games. They're
Mhm.
awesome. So it's
Gears of War. I have a Lancer right here. It's
I
like,
just like playing video games and I want to see
yeah,
them all succeed. So
yeah. God forbid I want to feel what a Lancer feels like on a dual sense. Are you
oh my
kidding me?
god, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, look, best pace to play them are going to be on a PS5 Pro. Apparently, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Got to take some swings. I gotta throw a stray in there, so But yeah, no, I think this is cool. I think the no red line is like him saying, "This is what it is about now. This is what we're doing," and you know, putting all rest aside, it's like this is what our game plan is. I could understand. I mean, maybe I want to know what you think. I could understand why Xbox folks are upset though.
Sure. Yeah, because I mean, playing devil's advocate here, if it was the other way around, I'd be bummed because I'm
Yeah.
a diehard PlayStation fan. I'd be bummed because I totally understand how they feel, where it feels like their preferred place to play. I'm gonna put this in air quotes of like doesn't appreciate my fandom kind of thing. That
Mhm.
kind of feeling of like You buy into that ecosystem for the games because you like those IP, you like playing it on there, and knowing that there's nothing that is only for you and will now be for everybody. That's a little bit of a bummer. I totally
Yeah.
understand, and I think that's a
'Cause you
valid thing
bought
to
in for
feel.
that reason.
Yeah, as it's a valid thing to feel as long as you don't take it so far to the toxic realm where you start yelling and screaming about it. Like, I get it. You'd be bummed. I was bummed when the Rise of the Tomb Raider was a year exclusive thing for Xbox
Mhm.
before it came to PlayStation. I was bummed when this whole Activision thing happened because I thought I would never be able to play a machine games again. Machine games is game on my PlayStation ever again, or Doom,
Yeah.
or something like.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that feeling, but I feel like we're in a new ball game. And if you've listened to our old episodes, past Kyle was probably on the 1000% other side of things,
Yeah.
where I'd be saying a different story. But now it's just like, if it helps the devs having the games on other platforms and allows them to keep making these games, having more revenue
Mhm.
come in, I'm all for that.
Yep.
With an asterisk of, 6 months to a year exclusivity, I'm totally fine with. And
Yeah.
then everywhere. That's fine. The diehards will get them, and then everyone
Just
else.
like
Yeah.
indie looks great, but I have a lot of games to play. I'll wait till the spring. Like, and genuinely, I love Indiana Jones. If there's like a PlayStation Collector's Edition, not with a stupid globe, but with a steelbook, I'm there day one. Because globes are for suckers. I got Apple Maps.
I do want to address King Corey in chat though,
Sure.
who says just get all the consoles. The fanboy shit is not needed anymore.
Yeah.
I agree, fanboy shit's not needed anymore, but also money's very tight. I don't have all the consoles because I can't afford them. So like people pick the one that they love, and that's kind of what they are. I think the one thing that I think we all realize this now, at least, we're never seeing a Mario game on a PlayStation, at least for another 20, 30 years, maybe.
I'll be dead in the ground.
Exactly. So this literally is just a PlayStation Xbox thing, and
Yeah.
it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
that fanboy shit's awful anyway, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
stupid.
the type of conversation we're having here.
No. Yeah. So yeah, no. Again, it's great that they're like being open with it. Again, I understand, like, because I know De Niro is more Xbox centric, where he gets frustrated at like Microsoft or Xbox execs say one thing, they do the other thing.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that we got to put in perspective is like that's just C-suite talk. They all do it. Remember, Jim Ryan didn't want to do, was it crossplay because he was thinking about the kids. Remember Herman Hull spot Concord? Like we all make mistakes, we all have regrets, and they all say shit that they mean only in the moment.
Yeah.
So things change, and things change rapidly, especially when you bought something for $70 billion and you need to show results. This is what ends up being the case. But whether you game on PlayStation, whether you game on Xbox, if you game on Xbox, just know that, like, dude, more people playing your game's awesome, because that means you're going to get more of that game. And, if you're on PlayStation, think about it like Helldivers being on PC day one did not take anything away from you. And, you're seeing Xbox going, hey, we're in a really good place right now. And this is something I forgot to put in the notes. We're in a really good place right now. We're thinking about some acquisitions into mobile, nothing too big. And right now, PlayStation is thinking about, hey, we're still going to do some cost cutting. So, like, PlayStation is in a bit of a pain position at this very point in time. And you're also seeing them saying that they're going to try to be more aggressive with multi-platform releases and release dates, lowering that window. That comes out of Hiroki Totoki's mouth. So, like, understand that, like, this console game, this gaming sphere is moving so fast, even a little bit too fast for the C-suite execs, So that's all I want to say.
Also, Euler guy in chat, is Stalker 2 coming to PS5? I like to play it on PS5. Don't know if they said anything about 2, but I believe the earlier games, there's a collection on PlayStation already. Did that launch?
Yeah. Yes. Stalker
like a few months ago, I think.
Yeah, it's a timed exclusive. It'll come to PlayStation eventually.
Cool.
Yeah. De Niro yet again writes something really great. This generation is the we're figuring stuff out generation.
Yeah.
Which brings me into the next topic here on the show, which is the PlayStation 5 generation. Kyle, what if I told you it's already been 4 years since the PlayStation 5 came out?
It's wild.
I don't believe it.
That also means it's been 4 years since the pandemic, or
Yeah,
everything being shut down because COVID was fresh
all
and
that
new,
stuff.
and no one knew how to deal with it.
Yep.
It's wild.
How are you feeling about this generation so far
I'm loving it.
of
I'm having a good
PlayStation?
time.
Right.
I don't I think this generation is a little bit different because we're not getting like a super steady stream of exclusives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like first party, like we still haven't seen a brand new IP from Naughty Dog on a PS5 yet, which is wild.
Mhm.
Um, so it's a little bit different,
Mhm.
but there's so many other like great third party games that I've played on my PS5 and had a great
Yeah.
time with it.
Yeah.
I know it's also a PC and an Xbox game, but like I got to play Baldur's Gate 3 on my PlayStation 5 last year, and that's like
Just thinking about that.
one of the greatest games I've ever played. So like
Period.
the last 4 years have been super, super, super fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Yeah. Now, great point, and I want to hit on that. Now, King Corey writes,
I saw that. I got distracted a little bit.
I got
Sorry.
distracted a little bit, but you see my ADHD. I'm gonna think back and forth. The narrative is Sony guys want Xbox games, but won't get an Xbox. That's crazy to me. Wow. So, admittedly, King Corey, I'm gonna fill you in on what I'm about. When I was a teenager, I owned an Xbox. Like that was my main console of choice. Fell in love with Halo. Halo 2 is one of the most transformational games. I think we forget about how transformational it was. That was like the first true big online game that hit the scene in a major way. Loved Halo 3. My mom took me out of school for the Xbox 360. Understand gaming's in my veins. Like you hand me any controller, I'm going to dig it. That being said, I prefer my PlayStation nowadays. Have been for the past 15 plus years now at this point. But I don't hold any ill will to Xbox. And it's one of those things, it's like you you know when a movie's doing well, but you have no interest of seeing it in the theaters, you'll wait till it's on Blu-ray
Mm-hmm.
or you wait till it's on digital.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that's a Joker 2. I'll go watch Joker 2 and it's on digital, but I don't need to go to the theater. That's what a lot of like, or not a lot, that's like some Xbox games to me. For example, I'm excited. I love Hellblade too, but not enough to go out there buy a $300, $400 console for it. I'll wait till it's on my platform, right? Or I'm good with, if it was back in the old days, of not playing it. I'm just happy that those guys are having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's one of those things. I'm just waiting for it to come on digital. That's it.
I'm just broke. And
Kyle's-
my PC, this is the extent of what it can handle technology wise.
Exactly.
So
Patreon.com/PS Showroom. Get Kyle a better PC.
PlayStation is what I game on because that is what I love and what my preferred thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now to go back to the but great comment by the way, because it's good
Sure.
that we get to address that stuff.
Mhm.
Also, I was a Nintendo kid growing up.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle's the true PlayStation. Like I always say that Kyle's the true PlayStation
Yeah,
fan.
I mean, I started at Nintendo, but then once
Yeah.
I rented a PlayStation 1 from Blockbuster and had to replay Crash Bandicoot for the next 5 days because it didn't come with a memory card.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
One of my favorite memories of my entire life.
Oh my
It
goodness.
opened my eyes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I mean, I remember Super Mario World. I remember like Mario 64 playing with
Sure.
Mario's nose, making him look all goofy. Like that was my jam as a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I grew up and I saw Cortana and I go, I want to ride on that ride, Dad.
Oh my
And-
god. I'm sorry.
Me
for
too, son.
science. For
For
science.
science. And you're like, it's fine. Anyway. But no, I think you're right, Kyle. Like, it's been a really weird generation. It feels like there's been so many great games, and I think one of the hangups of the PlayStation 5 generation is like, but I can play that on PS4. But I would say I played them on my PS5, and I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. Who
Like,
cares if they're also on PS4? I feel like we had that conversation back when that whole thing with Horizon Forbidden West and like Ragnarok.
yeah,
I don't care if it's also on PS4 because I'm getting to play amazing games in the quote unquote best version on PS5.
and
But
both of those games didn't sell well on the PS4 version, right? So like, let's relax on that spiel. Just because it's available somewhere else, again, it goes back to the console stuff. Just because it's available somewhere else doesn't diminish the time that I had it here. And I like, you're right. Like, I think we're so spoiled. Last year spoiled us so bad, dude, because like we had
oh,
Spider-Man 2,
oh,
Alan Wake 2,
oh, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Do you need a wet towel, Kyle? You need to cool off. We got Resident Evil 4, Dead Space, like Star Wars Survivor, like one of the best Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
games ever made. Dude, there was a game every single month. So like for me to sit here and go like, oh, this generation's been a disappointment. I'm like, in what way? Because I'm having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dragon Age the Veilguard, I'm loving that game. Like Balatro, loving that game. Helldivers, loving it. Like to me, I think this generation's been really, it's been really fun. And I've enjoyed my time with it immensely.
Mm-hmm.
I I get it. I think maybe it's time. When do we cut the cord with the PS4? But even then, I think we're starting to see that right now. But
Even
even
then,
then,
it's
I'm
not
like, I'm
hindering
enjoying
what
my
I'm
time.
playing on PS5, right?
Yeah. Do you think that one of the reasons why we're hung up on it? This is what I kind of think. The reason why we're hung up on the PS4 and Xbox versions of these things still existing, Xbox One version
Mm-hmm.
still existing, is just the simple fact of like they promised us. We had those promos of like, you're never going to be in a loading screen ever again.
Mm.
Ray tracing is going to blow your eye sockets. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
is it like we were too sold on the marketing and the promise of these what these consoles can do more than like what we're actually enjoying right here
I
right now?
I don't think it's the promise. I just think it's the expectation that every new console is a more significant jump
Hmm.
in things that we can visually and technically experience.
Yep.
But from 4 to 5, in my humble opinion, the jump hasn't been that crazy as it has
Yeah.
been from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So it doesn't feel like it's like a massive generation jump. Like FF7 remake, PS4 game.
Ooh.
Last of Us Part 2, PS4 game. Ghost of
Ooh.
Tsushima, PS4 game. All in the year 2020, by the way, before
Yeah.
PS5 came out. And those games all looked stellar and they played amazing. Getting a new console that same year, it'd be like, okay, cool. Everything looks a little cooler, I guess.
Hmm.
But like, those games are the last gen and they're already looking incredible. Like, to me, it's hard for me to see something and be like, wow, this is next gen.
Right. And I think that's a really excellent point because I think the PS3 to PS4 generation was this really interesting time where like the PS3 was just figuring out how to get, HDMI 720. Maybe we're getting somewhere near 1080p, kind of, not really.
Sure.
And then the PS4 generation was like, here's high def games. This is what they look like. This is your 1080p 30 FPS. And then midway through that generation, you had the pro models come out going,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is a weird checkerboarded 4K. It's not quite it. It runs at 30 FPS and we smooth some things along the way. But here it is. Where the PS5 generation is just strictly, hey, games are 4K now, or checkerboarded 4K with 60 FPS. And that's where people are like, okay, but like where's the leap? And people and the marketing is like, okay, well, graphically, again, 4K, it looks up nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it isn't the PS2 to PS3, PS3 to PS4 leap. So how do we sell them on it? Lessen load times, it's super fast, and ray tracing. And I think for the base model of consoles, I think we can all agree ray tracing hasn't been the prince that was promised that we thought it would. Where it's kind of where I land with the PS5 Pro. It's like, oh, this is what they were promising.
Yeah.
Like, you turn on Spider-Man 2 in its, performance mode, and you're getting fidelity quality assets with, 60 FPS, and you're seeing the ray tracing, and you're like, oh wow, this actually now I kind of get the allure and why devs are really impressed with ray tracing because this looks and runs really nice.
Also, the other caveat of being like not many gamers, or this could be different now. I don't know. I could be talking to my ass here, but like they're still playing on TVs that aren't like 4K or like the highest quality thing, and so they're not going to see that jump because their TVs can't support it. So you're like,
I mean, there's a few people. I think Nisa's like, I still rock a 1080p TV.
And that's totally fine. You play games in whatever fashion you can play games if that's your hobby, but there's so many other factors into people knowing what the leap is. And De Niro said it great. It's like, and you also, this was more about like the back end stuff, the loading times, the quick resume on Xbox's part, like the little quality of life improvements. Of things that we don't really think too much about, but when they're gone, we notice it. Like I'm trying to think. I think Returnal did it very well. Oh, what a game! What a video! Again, PS5 Returnal. What are we talking about?
What are you doing here? Let's go play.
Like you die and then you're like right back in it. Like it was so quick, and other games when you would die, the load time is crazy. Bloodborne. What are we doing? So like, it's more of a back end jump for sure.
Quality of life stuff, and also now I think it's about filling out the world. It's like, okay, these assets are really nice. You're not gonna buy an 8K TV anytime soon, so how do we fill these worlds out? Like, again, I feel like this conversation is me practicing for my PS5 Pro review, but like when you think about like these big expensive PCs. Yeah, you're getting beautiful 4K visuals, 60 FPS. Sometimes if you spent 5K, 120 FPS to boot. And some angry PS nerd or PC nerds could be like, it's actually $2,000.
It's fine.
You're off. Your math's off if you overclock it. You fucking nerds. Love you. But when you go from like high to ultra, it's not like, oh, this is a new texture pack that you get in, and it looks somehow even better than 4K. It's about filling out the world. So like you're playing The Witcher, there's more cobblestones to the towers. There's no more bushes and grass on the ground, right? There's more foliage. And you go, oh wow, that sounds kind of lame. Like if you play the PS5 Pro version of Spider-Man, there's more traffic. There's more cars, there's more pedestrians. You get to see a little bit farther and you go, well, that kind of sounds not so fun. But when you're in a video game, it's about the immersion and getting lost and believing that the world is your own. And so when you see when you hear, you go, that doesn't sound too impressive. But when you're in it and you're actually seeing a bustling city, it's the reason why I love Star Wars Outlaws. Dragon Age Veilguard also does it so well. When you see there's actually people walking along the streets and actually populating the cities, it makes you feel like you're not in a level, you're in a world. And that's what a lot of this generation has also become. It's like, how do we make these worlds more believable? So yeah, and I've loved this generation so far. Am I gonna say it's the best generation ever?
Not yet.
I don't know about that. Yeah, we're ways away. But I think the one thing that we're also stuck on, I want to know what you think here, and then we'll move on, is just like, I think the one thing that we are getting bummed out on is the lack of roadmap and the lack of first party from PlayStation.
Yeah.
We are getting a cadence of like 2 to 3 games every year. This year was dry, but like, we are getting that cadence like we usually do with PlayStation. But why does it feel that way? Right. But why does it feel that way though?
I really think, and not to bring it up again, but 2020 spoiled us.
Yeah.
We had, in a month's time, we had Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2 release within a month of each other. On top of FF7 Remake earlier that year that you could only play at that time on PS4.
Yeah.
And so you look at that year where we had 3 as close to masterpieces as you could probably get, and then followed up with maybe 1 or 2 a year.
Yep.
Like first party, massive, exclusive kind of things of that quality, quote unquote. Yeah. It's just a hard thing to kind of live up to.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're dead on the money there, dude. I think it's like, first off, the PS4 generation was masterful. And yeah, it started off slow. The first year, guys, was rough. It was rough. I remember how we were super reliant on indies really, like, you know, delivering for us, right? So like, yeah, like it was dry. It wasn't until Bloodborne, I always say, the spigot started going. And I get it, like this year kind of feels like 2015, but you know, we had Horizon, we had God of War, we had Uncharted, we have Last of Us, we had wish, you know, like we've had.
Oh, I'm
for
sorry,
the PS5 gen.
PS5 gen.
Because I saw one review going, "Oh, the launch wasn't great for either of these consoles." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
What?"
Demon Souls would like to talk.
Yeah,
Miles Morales would like to have a talk. Sackboy would like to sit you down and sing you a song.
Bug Snacks, like shout out to 4th anniversary of Bug Snacks, my 50th platinum.
All right, let's not get fucking crazy.
You're
but
nuts.
You know,
give that game a chance.
I will. But like Returnal, like, you know, like Ratchet and Clank, you know, God of War, Horizon, in the same goddamn year, those two, Jesus Christ. Like, it's been a good time, but I think we're like, what is Naughty Dog cooking? And that's what we're waiting for. I think at the end of the day, it also comes this question of like, these games are taking too long to come out though. And, you know, something has to give because we are on our 5th remake remaster of a Naughty Dog game, and we need to see what they're actually cooking. You know, I think a lot of that anxiety would go away if we just knew what PlayStation was up to. But I think, again, 2020 spoiled us, but I also think 2020 broke a lot of things.
Oh, absolutely.
And broke this industry of how it makes money and how it finds it, and how much they risk and how much they spend. So I think there's a lot of questions at PlayStation. Everything looks great on the outside, but there are some questions on the inside that PlayStation needs answering. Again, when you still hear Hiroki Totoki just the other day in a conference call going, yeah, we are going to still make cuts. We do need to change the way of how we make games. Like, that's them telling you, hey, listen, there's going to be a holiday layoff. Like, it's going to be rough, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, De Niro also wrote it in the chat perfectly. It's like, the other thing is like layoffs, man, they've been rough this year. They've kind of put a dark cloud over all of us, you know? Sucks. So overall, I'm enjoying the PlayStation 5 generation.
Yep.
I think it's good. Also, best controller they've ever made. Not even close.
Amen.
When people go, oh, it's actually too big and it hurts my little thumbs, hurts my fingies. Get better hands. That's not my concern.
Or just go to the settings and lower the intensity of
you could
the
turn
feedback.
it off.
Exactly.
You could turn it off if it bothers you that much, you babies, you know?
Yeah.
They got the adaptive controller back, you know, like that's cool.
God, to be fair, it took PlayStation way too long to get that.
Yeah, but it looks fucking cool.
It does.
Yeah, it does. I want to see how that thing works. Are you kidding me? All right, Kyle. Ready for some flash news? Oh my Jesus. Oh my God. All right. Don't know why we yelled, but
I don't know.
Wanted to fit in.
It was like a half laugh that escaped and a yelp because I thought of like, would you imagine if you saw me in public and I was running and I actually look like I'm running like with my arms this high in the air?
Like for audio listeners, it's like the Muppets meme with the Muppet running. That's what we're doing every single time.
The Jason Segel movie Muppet, the GIF when he's like running like this. Yeah.
All right, listen here, nerds. Sony will stop providing the PlayStation VR adapter that lets the headset work on PS5 to players. So heads up, at the end of the month, they're discontinuing this unit. So if you're still interested in, you know, that device, head on over to PlayStation, click the link. You got to provide the SKU of your PS5, and they will give you that adapter for free.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go to some guy in a back alley for it. You could find a way to play Astrobot in VR again. Okay?
One day, VR 2.
One day. One day.
We'll see.
Lego Horizon Adventure Review Roundup. And just to let y'all know, the PS5 Pro came out, but don't worry about it, because this game will not have a PS5 Pro mode. I'm itching to find games to play on this thing. I've played them all.
It's the Vita and VR headset all over again.
I hate it.
You come out with something and then you don't really support it like you should on launch. I don't know.
All right, let's take turns reading these. I got the first one. Jada Griffin of IGN, future guest of this show. Please, I love Jada so much. She's great. Lego Horizon Adventure reimagines Horizon Zero Dawn with a playful Lego twist. Simplifying the story while keeping the heart of the key moments and characters.
Sorry, is that me?
Europe, yeah.
Sorry.
Drop me the ball, don't worry about it.
How dare you? Catherine Castle over at Eurogamer writes, or gave it a 2 out of 5. Too simple and childish for adults, and too one note to convert the kids. Lego Horizon Adventures is little to recommend it to either existing Horizon fans or series newcomers.
Justin Toll at Games Radar gave it 4 out of 5. It's easy to play, yet complex enough if you exploit the full possibilities of combat, and it's easily entertaining to watch as it is to play. A surefire hit with the family, or just as wholesome to treat yourself. The blocks fit together perfectly either way.
And Mark Delaney over at GameSpot gave it a 7. Via bricks and minifigs, Horizon is charmingly remade for a younger audience, though its formulaic missions may strain players of all ages.
Ooh-ee. Kyle, are these reviews steering you away from a day one? Are you still on board? Where are you with Horizon Adventures?
Day one is not happening because I don't have money to buy it right now.
Fair.
But this isn't steering me away. I love Horizon, so I'm gonna get it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So my question for you, Kyle, is: should I get it physically or digitally? Physically, okay. So like, let's just say like I am like, you know, who are here, like Catherine. I'm like, ugh, and I get to trade it in, or do I buy it digitally? Because I know I'm a dumb idiot. I'm gonna be buying this either way. What do you think? Physically, digitally? It's so I won't be able to play it till Monday. I want to preface that. So if I buy it digitally, I'm able to play it on my portal while I'm in the hotel in North Carolina.
I say physically.
Physically, I'm leaning off physically.
I don't think you're going to do much playing when you're in North Carolina.
That's fair. Yeah, I think.
So
I think physically makes sense. Yeah, because I do think, you know, from what I heard, it was going to be around a 7-ish, a little lower than I thought. But I was like, okay, so this is probably a buy it, beat it, trade it in type of game. I think, or maybe I'll pass it to you. Maybe I'll ship it over to you. You know, I'll re-gift it to you.
No, great.
Speaking of, Lego Horizon Adventures recasts the late Lance Reddick with Star Trek actor Tim Russ. This comes from Winsley Gimpool over at IGN.
That's
Star
Wesley,
Trek actor. Sorry, Wesley, what did I say?
You put Weasley, it's Wesley.
I'm in the Harry Potter mood. What can I say? Star Trek Tim Russ plays Silence in the Lego Horizon Adventures. IGN can confirm. He famously plays Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, assumes the role of Silence after Horizon developer Guerrilla Games recasted the character following Lance Reddick's passing in March 2023. God, that hurts. Russ played Jaquetta in 2022's Horizon Forbidden West, so he has history with Guerrilla's action-adventure series. Last month, Guerrilla Games senior world artist Lucas Bolt told IGN, quote, Lance Reddick tragically passed away in 2023, and he's deeply missed within Gorilla and our family. Recasting perhaps suggests Russ will play Silence in future Horizon games, though nothing has been confirmed on this front yet. Gorilla is currently working on a live service Horizon online multiplayer game, with Horizon 3 potentially being a ways off. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered came out at the end of October. Awesome. Russ, for us fans of Mel Brooks, is famous from the line of, "We ain't found shit." And I was like, I'm in for that energy. Let's
Hell yeah.
go. Awesome. And again, it's not like they recasted him because they wanted to. They didn't want to. And, I hope Tim lives up to that character, because Silence is such a douche, and I love him for it. So, yeah. He's a really good villain or anti-hero, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, I feel like he's more anti-hero, because there are times where, like, man, I enjoy this person.
But do the ends justify the means?
Exactly.
All right, Kyle, listen. This is a great month for PlayStation Plus catalog games.
I'm ready.
All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
We get GTA 5, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Like a Dragon Ishin, MotoGP 24, The Sims 4 Island Living, Digimon Survive, Overcooked All You Can Eat, Stick Fight, the game. What? I'm highlighting that for later. I want to hit someone in the ankles.
It's not that kind of stick fight. I'm pretty sure it's stick figures. It's like a fighting game with stick figures, I think.
Thought we're
I'll look
hitting
it up
each
as
other
you
with
keep going.
wicks.
That's
All right,
funny,
good.
though. I like your idea.
Clash Artifacts of Chaos, Killer Frequency, Hungry Shark World, and Chivalry 2. Ooh, I love Chivalry. That's a fun game. And then, Kyle, are you holding on to your butt? Because
I'm
this
ready.
This was made for you, bud. Sorry, excuse me. Synapse on PSVR 2. Synapse is literally one of the best VR games I have played. It is a terrific little roguelite. It is so much fun. I have platinumed it. Ooey, go play Synapse. There's no excuse. It's really good. David Hayter, Jennifer Hale are in it. That's all you need to know. Go play it.
Yep.
Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, PS5, PS4. Blood Omen 2, PS4, PS5. And here you go, Kyle, just for you. Resistance, Fall of Man, and Resistance 2.
Let's
hit
go.
The PlayStation Premium. Do you think this is going to have the online multiplayer removed?
Yes.
So do you think this is are we getting a trophy list for these games?
I hope so.
I hope so too, because I want to get the platinum.
I think the only reason I didn't plat 2 back on my old account was because I'm not a multiplayer person. And I think those trophies were like ridiculous. Yeah, they were. Because I was reading, like 200 matches or what, like lifetime or whatever. It was a lot.
Now here's the only bummer. PS3 games.
Yep.
They're gonna make us use the cloud. Do you think? I would think so, right?
Is 3 still on the service? Does this finally make it like the whole trilogy is available? Because 3 was previously the only one that you could play.
That's true. I don't know. That's
good. Oh my god, PS Now.
Yeah. Ooh, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
You said that. It got me all the way back to 2020.
Is it PlayStation Play? No.
Spartacus. It's like, whoa.
But all the other games, stellar month.
Yep.
I've had Killer Frequency on my wish list for a while, so I'm super excited about that one. Dying Light 2, that's great. Haven't played that. That's really cool. That is on there.
It's really good.
Like a Dragon's fun. GTA 5, if you aren't one of the 300 million people who've already previously bought that game, it's there, which is cool.
Also, don't type in PlayStation.blog. You will get viruses. Something it's got the weirdest pop-up, and I am scared. Oh man. I
made a similar mistake when I was in middle school doing a history research project. I went to what I thought was the official White House website, and it was not.
It's like when you download because when you're downloading off a LimeWire, you're like,
Yep.
"Here's
Hmm.
this Blink 182 song I really want," and then all of a sudden it's something awful. You're like,
Yep.
"Oh shit! Well, I'm gonna be wanted from the
Why
government."
is this a video file? That's not what I wanted.
What's that donkey doing?
Jesus.
Why is Matt Gates in it? Uh, so anyway, we have fun. We have fun here. I'm trying to look up right now. PlayStation Resistance initially released. New weapons. What? Nothing about these two being cloud only. But I would
Okay.
assume so. I would assume so
Okay.
though. Let's keep our hopes low. You know,
Yeah.
if 2024 has taught me anything,
Sure.
it's keeping down, repressed. All right. Hey, gang. Like we talked earlier, the PlayStation 5 Slim Digital Edition has been slashed. The price has been slashed by 70 doll hairs until Christmas. The disc-free console is now $379.99. Look at that. So they are slashing the prices of these things. But still, if you think about it retrospect, when the console first came out, it was 400, not 450.
Hmm.
You're only really saving $20.
Also, interesting to note that they're only slashing the digital version.
That's a disc.
Hmm.
Makes you think they want you to go over somewhere.
That makes me sad.
Sorry, bud. And then Concord episode in Amazon Secret Level series, quote, the potential of the world and characters, says the creator. I want to get to the quote here where Tim Miller, the head of the Secret Level
Hmm.
series, writes, I don't feel bad that it's part of the show, Miller told Rolling Stone, quote, because I think it's an episode that turned out really well. And you could kind of see the potential of this world and its characters. If it's remaining a vestige of that product, I hope developers feel like it's in some way worthy, just a little bit, of the blood, sweat, and tears that they put into it.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I hope
Tim
that
Miller,
entire team gets together and has a watch party when that episode is
please.
live.
Tim Miller, you fucking rule, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I know I've been dropping a lot of cusses and I haven't been censoring it, but that one's earned. You rock. Your team rocks. Everybody that's been working on this. I got emotional watching that trailer
Mm-hmm.
of the hype trailer for Secret Level. I got emotional. I saw Mega Man, dude. I'm like, he looks good.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, like Armored Core, like holy shit, like that would look awesome.
Sifu.
Everything, Sifu.
They've been
And
keeping the PlayStation one under wraps a whole lot, so I'm very intrigued what that episode's gonna
what if
be.
it's just Concord?
What if it no, because we saw Kratos
No,
in
we
the
did see
teasers and
Kratos.
stuff.
We did see Kratos.
What if it's an All Stars Battle Royale episode?
Yeah,
Real
full
talk
candy
though,
corn right now. Yeah,
I don't know the number. How much did this show cost? Because the different types of animation and how many different episodes there are,
Yep.
this was an expensive show.
Oh yeah, it looks it.
Because there are some shots in there, I'm like, this is Uncanny Valley. I don't know
He
if this
just
is
says
CGI.
Jin was in it too.
Jin was in there? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Jin. Yeah,
So, like, there were some shots I'm like, is this CGI? Is this a real human being acting on the screen? What's going on here? Why can't I figure this out?
yeah.
It looks cool. I'm excited.
Man, yeah. I don't know. That trailer got me emotional. I was like, this is why I love video games, and like just the vibe of this trailer. I was like, this is why I love video games.
I
Video
can't-
games rock.
I can't wait to see what they do with the Pac-Man episode. I hope it's a horror thing.
God, I hope so. That'd be dope. Yeah, man, that's awesome. More vignettes. Show people show a glimpse of the world that is like video games. And I think
Yeah.
Tim and Co have really done the damn thing. There's been so much great TV this year, and like great animation as well. That like Arcane season 2, ooh wee. I just got done watching Blue Eye Samurai.
Okay.
Stellar, dude. Stellar. Like so much good. Penguin. Oh my god. All right, kid. Enough of that. Oh, that's my best penguin impression there, Kosh.
Hey, you nailed it.
All right, listen to me, Vic. We're gonna go to the next topic there. son. All right. So yeah, no, that's awesome. And listen, you're right. I hope they have a watch party. You feel vindicated, because those characters were interesting, man.
Yeah.
You know, show me Haymar, show me my wife. That's all.
Show me the little mushroom dude that I played as the beta. He was my favorite.
Show me the spoon people and pudding women. Let's go for it. And why I
Okay.
should care. Yeah. All right, Kyle. You ready? It's a little segment called "What You Been Playing." No, we're not running
Oh,
fast. Why are we doing
I'm still running.
that? What you been playing, man? Anything
Uh,
of note?
a lot of Veilguard.
Yeah, man.
I still don't know if my thoughts have changed. I think it's a very good video game. I still have some nitpicks and issues with some things. I
Mhm.
think the way the story is being told in between major chapters, I still don't love. Like
Gotcha.
the narration thing. I wish I experienced those things in character in the world. Like it like takes me out. Where
Fair.
like Varric is telling us about things that are happening in between points.
Mhm.
And just like I don't need to know that this person is now tracking me down because of a thing. I don't need to
Right.
know that. Just let it happen and let me discover
Right.
it in the moment, kind of thing. I also made the decision because it's a real minor visual thing that was driving me nuts.
Tell me.
I was playing on performance, 60 frames,
Mhm.
but in all the cutscenes, my character, the edge of her jaw would have like that little pixelated edge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's taking me out. So I switched
Fair.
over to fidelity, having a great time. It looks even more beautiful than it did. And the 30 frames, I can't tell. So like I'm
Okay.
having a good time.
Yeah. The PS5 Pro patch finally hit.
Okay.
It's been this console, man. It's weird. Like, because I was thinking about you, because you're like, man, I feel guilty. I can't get one. It's out of reach for me. Truthfully, Kyle, I don't think you need one.
Yeah. The only reason I would get one is if this one fails.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
It's a lot of these games. It's like blink and you miss it.
Sure.
Like if you squint, you'll see the difference. Because a lot of people for this and Call of Duty are like, is the patch live? Like,
Is the patch in the room with us?
Exactly. Exactly. But it finally hit. It definitely it looks better. It's not like, true 4K. It's 1440, 60. Um, listen, if you only play 3 hours of this and you're like, I get the gist and I'm out, you're doing yourself a disservice to this game.
Agreed.
Um, this is a goddamn RPG. Give it a little respect. It's gonna take some time to get into it. And truly, a little bit, I think the only problem I truly have with Dragon Age is like it takes too long to get to the build that you want. Because like I can see some people, if they chose a warrior, bouncing out after like level 7 because it's not, it doesn't feel unique enough. Like your class truly opens up at level 20, and that's when you actually go, oh, this is like I'm a spellblade. And I'm a mage that literally goes in and just disrupts, shoots a whole bunch of AoEs, just zaps people, staggers them. And like I have like these cool magical daggers that I just get to go up front and like close and personal with them and like just wreak havoc. I love it. So like to me, and I hate doing this, but I can't help it with this game of like when people are saying this combat's bad, what were you doing? Because like I'm having a blast with these characters, and like I think maybe some of the things they could have done was like give people a little heads up of like, hey, if your side companions can actually do special things if you manually target the enemy instead of just letting them go wherever.
Oh yeah, pulling up the wheel.
Yeah,
Like they
because
do,
like
but it goes very quickly.
very quickly. Like they'll tell you about like mix and matching weaknesses, but they don't go into any other cool in-depth things, I feel. But like I get it. Some of the writing and the story portion feels a little heavy-handed, but dude, putting Emmerich and Tash in a party together,
I just got them.
hilarious, dude. Because she's like, "Are you doing deathmage stuff?" And like he's talking, she's like, "Is that deathmage thing?"
I think Tosh might be my new favorite character.
Oh
or
yeah,
companion.
no, she could pick me up and put me down.
Shout out to what's his name? Emmerich Skeleton Buddy, Morgan.
Manfred.
Manfred. Oh, I love Manfred.
Oh, kind hiss here. Yeah, he's
I
great.
love it.
Dude, they're like the companions when they're having the dialogue with each other. Like again, like Tosh turns to Emmerich, just like like out of the blue. She's like, "If I die, you don't touch my body." He's like, "What?"
Also,
Okay.
it's also the little things too, because when you go to Tosh's character screen, at the bottom it will say every companion has like a little thing of like what they're doing, what they're known for, or whatever, and underneath theirs it just says here. They're just here. Like it's and that's the vibe that they give off, and I love that so much.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, like I think the characters are written pretty darn well. Again, when they're interacting with each other and they're actually bouncing off from each other, like
and I think that's where my issue lies is I want the in-between moments to live that with the characters instead of come back. It's like a new episode of the sitcom where we're now all around the table and time has passed and like.
And I think that's what Baldur's Gate like spoiled us with, because
1,000,000%.
Baldur's Gate, much larger game and very different, but like those character interactions, there were so many of them, and it wasn't just like like on this episode of Karlach, like you're actually growing with that character. Where it's like this one's like we got half the time.
But or even with like other RPGs that I played in the last few years, like with like Rebirth. Yeah, we will hop to other characters, but then we come back and like no time has went with the other characters.
Yeah.
Right? Like so we're still seeing a story from beginning to end throughout like a decent time chunk with everybody. But to me it just feels like I'm missing days in between things.
Fair. I don't have that. I don't have that.
And the giving gift thing, and they're just like, cool, thanks. Like, and that's a whole mission that bums me out.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. That said, though, I am now torn. So okay, listen, Nev, cutie patootie.
Sure,
I understand.
I can't break them or her and Lucanus up. I can't do it.
Dude, like, I can't get in between what they clearly have, though. I'd watch. I'm not gonna be a prude, I am torn. Do I romance Balara? She's sweet, she's cute, she's very my type. You know what I'm saying? Or do I romance Tash because they could pick me up, put me down? I'm getting a little bit of Karlach vibes from her, and
I'm Team Balara.
Yeah, I think I am too.
I like how quirky she is.
Yeah,
very tech focused kind of thing. Like, she just seems like everything is like a wonder to her. And I love that. That's great.
I love that. And honestly, let's all be real, all right? That Vincent Price looking motherfucker, Emmerich, even got me thinking for a second,
Also, like,
got me thinking foolish thoughts for a sec.
Shout out to this game, by the way, because I'm like, what do you think of a necromancer? You don't think of what Emmerich is.
Yes.
Because they're all like evil and doing weird shit with dead people. But Emmerich's just like, no, cool. We use them as like, we treat them as like actual human beings and they have rights and we ask them politely and it's nothing nefarious is going on here.
There's more of like a science of it and like it's like there's a lot of cool stuff.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah. I love this game. It is, when people go, it's a little bit too lighthearted, I'm like, honestly, as of right now, that's what I really need in a video game.
Fair.
And it's coming in at the right time, man. I adore this game.
Also, if you think it's lighthearted, go do some more side quests. There's some heavy shit going on with some of these characters. I don't know what game you're playing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, Kyle, I hope you prepared the drop because I didn't.
I got it right here.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest deals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront.
On November 12th, The Rise of the Golden Idol. comes out on PS5. Again, these are all PS5 unless I say otherwise. Farming Simulator 2 on November 12th. Tetris Forever on November 12th. Neo Harbor Rescue Squad on November 12th. River City Girls 2 Double Dragon. This is wild, by the way, and I want to know what happened with the next two games that I'm going to talk about, because they are two separate games, everybody. Okay?
Okay.
November 12th, Songs of Conquest releases. On November 13th, Songs of Silence releases.
Yeah, what is that?
Two completely different games, two completely different studios. I wonder what happened there.
Interesting.
On the 13th, Astroneer Glitchwalkers comes out. On the 14th, Lego Horizon Adventures. Skydance's Behemoth, that's the VR2 game.
Oh, nice.
Flint Treasure of Oblivion. Ved Petit Island or Petite Island. The Sims 4 Creator Kit, Sweet Slumber Party. Mine Cop. Heretics Fork, which is a 6-1 Indie Showcase alum, is coming to PlayStation. That's super cool. Some other DLC and stuff, but the other big one on the 14th is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake.
Ooh wee.
RPG
that I'm
fans,
getting physically.
We're living.
Mm-hmm.
We're eating good.
We're eating good.
Hey, Kita just got the plat for Dragon Age while watching. Congrats.
Nice. Congrats. I'm on the road to that platinum as well. I can't wait. Alrighty, Kyle, it is time for the last segment, but honestly, our favorite segment of the show. It is time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw! Jacob McCourt writes over on Blue Sky, which you can find us over there. If you only had time to play one more game between now and Game of the Year time, what game would it be?
Oh my God, Jacob.
That's a good question.
Oh my God.
I have my answer because I haven't played it yet.
First off, can I just say Jacob will never let me live this down. I think I called him James by accident on Blue Sky. Because Siri, I will never learn my lesson that like Siri hates me.
Yeah.
And I always like misspell things because of Siri's voice to text. Because it's just faster. It gets the job done.
Sure.
It grows the economy. And so he's like, James, really? I'm like, fuck me. I look like such a dick. Siri, why would you do this? And that's why my brother's like, hey, do you have ChatGPT? And I'm like, today, I'm like, no, I don't trust I don't trust computers. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them.
You're that clip from The Office where they're following the GPS and it's telling them to go into the lake, and Michael's like, "It's telling us to go there." And John's like, "There's a lake."
The computer knows.
My answer's easy because I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. You have. Okay. It's Metaphor. So, because I know that's going to take me a long time, I feel like most of the games that I wanted to play, I have access to currently. Fair. Outside of Metaphor and Silent Hill 2. Those are like the two that I hope to get, like around Black Friday deals kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, is Metaphor, because everyone who's played it, it's just saying just how incredible it is. And so
it really is.
I got it.
It really is. Man, I wish I could beat Metaphor by the time this year ends. Like that's all I'm thinking. But I'm also thinking Like a Dragon.
The pirate one?
I mean, no. The one that just came out this year. I have it. Like I legit bought it when I was in Italy. Oh my goodness.
Is that not the pirate? No, I'm sorry. That's the.
I mean, let me find it. It's right next to me. Let me just look away.
In California? Like
no,
LA? Hawaii. Yeah. Like a Dragon. I'm gonna get this. Infinite Wealth. There it is.
I ran to the corner of the room. Infinite Wealth. Yeah. Those are two games that I would like to again finish Metaphor. I don't think that's possible, but I would also love to play Infinite Wealth because I hear great things. And it sucks because I know when Game of the Year conversations start, one of those games are going to be left, aside, and people are going to yell at me. So. But yeah, one of those two.
They're not just going to yell at you. They're going to yell at all of us because we're all going to nominate the games.
It's true. That's true.
It's not just you.
All right.
You hear that, everybody out there? Yell at me too.
Yell at him, please.
Leave Light out of it. She's still new to the show.
Yeah.
Yell at me. Okay?
Yeah. Save the hazing for like for this like 6 months from now.
Yeah.
You know, God, it's always my fault. It's never Kyle's.
It's never my. It's like we're gonna get a little too real here for a moment.
All right.
And I've expressed this to you outside of the show.
Oh, right. I think I know what you're
This is like my deepest fear is people forgetting that I exist. And honestly, and don't quote unquote give me credit for the things that I do.
Even if it's people telling you to kill yourself?
Sure.
All right, fair enough. All right.
I mean that from a place of like, oh yeah, it's Joe's fault this game isn't nominated. Like,
Exactly.
I don't have a say in anything that goes on around here.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like Dewani, I think last week when he wrote in, like, hey Joe, thanks for telling me about Balatro. What are you talking about?
I'm right here the whole time.
Do you just mute whenever my voice comes into your headphones?
That'd be really interesting technology.
Katie writes in, hey folks, hope we're doing well. Since I haven't sent a question in since Light joined the show permanently, I just wanted to say congratulations, Light. We'll send it her way next week, Katie. Honestly, you are a delight, and you help keep these boys in line. Absolutely, she does.
She really does.
So in the last week, outside of us chanting penis over and over again from last week. So in the last week, I finished Outlaws. It was a brilliant Star Wars game, but as a video game, it was okay. Still had fun, but could have been better for sure. So before I jump into Veilguard, I need to play some shorter games. I've gone from Forbidden West to Outlaws. I need a small break from the big open world games. So I realize I'm very late, but I've jumped into Halo.
Nice.
Currently playing through Reach and will probably jump into 1 and 2, having lots of fun. This brings me to my question. Are there still massive IPs, something like Halo or Legend of Zelda, Gears, etc., that you guys have yet to dive into? Massive IPs from any platform, including PlayStation. Big IPs that it seems everyone else has played, but you haven't. Also, side question, Joe has Slanger, Kyle has Banger. Light, what is the awesome but uncomfortably sounding word you bring to the table? Ooh, we got to save that for next week.
We got to save this. Yep, this is going to be a starter question.
As always, I love you guys. Have yourself a good one. Thanks, Katie.
Good one. Oh, my goodness, you too.
I'm going to not say Zelda, because I famously have said I've not played a Zelda game.
Do the Wario games count if I think they're shit?
How dare you? Wario games are fun as hell.
Mario Party? I don't think I've...
Really?
Maybe I've touched the controller to one.
Okay. Mario Party is
I don't think I've dabbled. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty good with all of them. You know?
I mean,
Xbox.
I'll just say it here. Metal Gear. I played 2 a little bit, but like I don't know the lore as well as I think I should because we're a PlayStation podcast. Apparently, that's a requirement.
Yeah, that's a requirement. God, gatekeeping assholes. I hate them so much. Yeah, I would say Metal Gear, I think, is another one. I would love to know more about Kojima's greatness. It's like when I'm seeing Xbox folks play Death Stranding for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
It's the closest thing I'm ever going to get to my son hitting a home run in Little League.
That's hilarious.
Well done, son.
You delivered that package.
Exactly.
You're bringing
you delivered that little baby.
You're linking us all together. You're connecting us.
Right.
Well done.
That's my son building a bridge for invisible people.
That's my son peeing into a grenade.
Hey, that's my boy throwing that shit at the obelisk. That's right. That's his turn.
Oh my god.
He's slingshotting himself. That's my son over there.
Ghettoberry 13 writes
playing in the background.
Ghettoberry writes in, hey, tremendous trophy room trio.
Ooh.
I noticed Fall Guys had an update last week, so I jumped on and suddenly all the bug trophies finally popped, ending in that well-deserved missing platinum. Hey, congrats.
Hey.
Welcome to the club.
Nice.
Any trophies missing on the PS5 version?
Fan?
I already Damn it. Any trophies missing on the PS5 version I already unlocked on the PS4 version, and vice versa. Hence the annoying block. It seemed they finally fixed it, and now I have 2 new platinums, now having 99 of them. My question this week is, which trophy list do you wish auto-popped, simply because it's glitched or too hard, or just one away from that plat? For me, another game would be Medal of Honor Frontline on the PS3. I was only 1 trophy away, complete game on hard, from earning me my platinum prize, but I cannot complete the first level. It really is that bloody hard. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great podcasting. Every episode just keeps getting better. Love always. Thanks, Ghetto.
Witcher 3.
Mm,
Hard ass platinum.
sure.
Playing that game, like the combat, I'm not good at in Witcher at all. I admire it, but from afar. I loved what I played of Witcher 3. It's still a game I have not beaten, admittedly. I need to go back to it. I was playing it on Xbox, and then that's when the One X was a thing. Remember that? So I'd love to get back to the PS5 version, but that's a game that when I looked at the trophy list, I was like,
Not happening.
not happening. No.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think my version of that, just because we already mentioned it earlier in the show. I want the platinum because it is easily, I think, a top 3 video game for me of all time.
Okay.
I want that Baldur's Gate 3 plat. I just don't know if I have it in me to replay that game on 3 other separate occasions.
I'll give you my save file.
I am not. Also, a one that glitched out. I worked really hard for the Borderlands 3 Platinum on PS4. The PS5 version auto-popped only a handful. And it's at a point where I can't unlock the other ones because I'm too far into the game save file.
That sucks.
And I'm not restarting that for just the Platinum run. Like, I already got it once. If it auto-popped, cool.
Yeah.
That one hurts a little.
Yeah. Also, this Call of Duty one is really annoying. And I'm on the PS4 version for the platinum. I'm like, come on, dude, I want the 120 FPS 4K thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't care about zombies modes. Please, come on. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice.
Kyle, what's the next one on the list here?
M9 Prime writes in, hey, Trophy Room team. Question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw! With politics being about the only thing on the news lately,
Oh, shit.
let's have a little fun.
Oh, yes.
Which video game character would you want to see as the president and vice president, and why? Also, who would you want as the prime minister of Canada?
Are there elections coming up? You think? 'Cause the hot guy's been there for a minute now. All right. Justin Trudeau. There you go. That's his name.
Yeah.
He's dreamy, dude. He's dreamy. He's a dreamy looking dude. I don't know his policy on jack what. All right. But listen, at least he's. I thought about my future with him. You know, what would be first? What do they call it? What do they call first ladies in Canada? First madams.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Lucky lady. Let's see. Who do I want? Who do I want as president? And it's a video game character. Huh. That's a good question.
Who is like qualified to be rational and to bring the country in a divided front, not a unified front, excuse me.
Right.
And treats everyone with love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only one
Compassion.
answer.
Please.
It's Clank. Clank is the president of my United States.
I like this.
And I think for vice president,
Yeah, tell me.
you know what? Let's go for the muscle. Kratos is the vice president. Clank is our president. VP is Kratos.
Kratos is like the man, like the working man.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
He's the blue collar dude working the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Oh goodness, I don't know. The hive mind from Halo, turning everybody into the flood. I don't know how that's gonna save the economy, but it's gonna. At least everybody's gonna be on the same page. Let's see, who else? I'm thinking of um it's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
President?
How about Mikola?
Yeah, I was thinking she's never known to she's never known defeat.
No, that's Millennia.
I'm sorry, Millennia. Millennia's never known defeat. Sure. She would be
She's
anti-vax.
also the goddess of rot. So
Exactly. Anti-vax, running mates RFK. She's got it in the back. you know?
I mean,
Not
her
a
running
fan of
mates,
theirs, either one of them.
running mates, her brother, who's equally terrible.
You know.
They're all terrible people in Elden Ring.
All right, Mr. Both Sides over here. They're both bad.
Name me one honestly totally good, lawful good character in Elden Ring.
Okay, easy. Turtle Pope.
Okay, fine, you got me. The turtle.
Name
Pope's
me
great.
too.
Bach. Okay, there's two.
There you go. There's two. Pot guy. Remember Pot guy? He's a giant pot.
Alexander the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexander's good. Mm-hmm.
Alexander the Jar, Secretary of the Treasury.
You know what? All right, I'm coming around.
There you go. See, we're getting somewhere. Ooh. You know who should be president? Ooh. Oh my God, what's his face from Baldur's Gate? Sassy Gay Vampire. Oh my goodness.
Astarion?
Astarion. Let's go. It's about time we get a queer in the White House, you know?
Fair.
And then who else is gonna be his VP? Let's see. I was gonna say JD. Because it'd be great to have queer representation in the White House. Yeah, I think Asterion for president. Let's go.
All right.
That's all I got. This is a good question, though.
So good it says Withers.
but knowing how we're gonna vote for Ganondorf at the end because he's a strong-bodied man.
We're gonna vote for Gortash. That's what's gotta happen.
Exactly.
Gortash and Orin the Red.
What? The Reapers had a good platform.
What are you talking about?
The elusive man is Elon. Oh God!
Secretary of Defense is oh my God, the bad guy from Uncharted 2, Vucevic.
Yes, Vucevic. Yep.
Lazarevich.
Lazarevich. What's his name? Wraith is.
Wraith,
yeah. Secretary of Defense. I don't know. We just made a better cabinet.
We just made a villain cabinet. I don't know if better.
Better. All right, Colin Stevenson. We're having fun. Guys, we're having fun.
Cowboy Danger D writes in, howdy. Question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw.
Oh. What
is some of your favorite video game art?
Ooh.
Meaning a game that you would pick up, say an art book or concept art of the game. Some of my favorites are Horizon, Last of Us, Gears of War, Final Fantasy, just to name a few. Also, welcome to the team, Light. You're absolutely amazing.
She's only here. If only she was here.
If only she was here. She'll never hear these ever again. We're going to never show her these ever.
Nope.
You're absolutely amazing and a perfect part of the team. Proud of all three of you and every journey and real-life adventure you're trying to overcome. As always, love you guys and shiny side up.
Shiny side up.
So, back in 2020,
in
the pandemic, when we were getting... nice little payment,
little
stimmies. I did pick up a bunch of art books.
Ooh, okay.
I've got the Last of Us ones. I got the God of War one. My favorite though is the Horizon one. The Horizon art is so pretty.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. So pretty.
Yeah. For me, Elden Ring in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Legend of Zelda art books. Any one of them, but if I had to pick either Majora's Mask or Ocarina, and I mean Bloodborne, there's just so much. Like Sifu comes to mind too. Like
oh yeah,
Kina. Like there's some really beautiful artistic video games that are out there that I just want to see
I would.
the process. You
Is there one? I'm gonna Google search it. Is there a Baldur's Gate art book? Because if so,
know. TZ writes, Light named official co-host immediately starts using vacation time. I know, man. We gotta get her. You know, she came with PTO. It's nuts.
oh, so Baldur's Gate 3 had a digital art book.
Mm.
No. I want
But those are
the.
gimmies.
Oh, the
Yeah, I want
collector's
the.
edition, the physical one had a hardcover art book with it.
Ooh, okay. Huh.
That's a bummer. How much is this going for? Do you think?
200.
That's what I'm like. I wish I picked that up when I had the money.
Ooh, Returnal as well. That would be nice. That'd be nice.
I think there is a Control one.
Oh,
I would love to pick up the Control art book.
okay.
I also have the Ghost of Tsushima one. That one's stellar as well. Yeah, video game art is really, really great.
Absolutely.
Papa Taz writes in, "Hey fam, the shows the last few weeks have been slangers. How dare you, bangers? My question: with more Xbox games on their way, what 3 games are your priorities? For Papa Taz, number 1 Forza, number 2 Halo, number 3 Gears of War. Give me any one of those games from the franchise, and I'll be a happy guy. Hope you 3 are doing well. Keep up all the laughs."
Yeah, Halo, Gears, Fable for me.
Fusion
Fable's
Frenzy,
good.
Forza. I'm excluding all the games that haven't come out yet
Fair.
because I want to pick historical Xbox.
Oh, like ones that like we never
yeah.
or you've never touched. Yeah. No Gears.
But that's the thing. Like when I had an Xbox briefly a few years ago, I did start the first one.
Okay.
So I did play a little bit of it. I didn't finish it, but
God, so good. When the remake comes or whatever, we'll co-op it.
give me. I've heard some positive things about one of the Fable games. Give me one of the Fable games.
Fable 1, ridiculously good.
Let me experience that one. See what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh, Forza Horizon for sure, Dinero. I'm not a sim race guy.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't have Gran Turismo.
Yeah, that's true. The Horizon series is legit great though. That's a good one.
I played a little bit of the last one because that was around the same time I had the Xbox, but
yeah.
Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, "Sup boys and my lady." I don't know. Still workshopping it, lol. Last weekend, I was asked to be on a podcast called Trophy Talk.
Ooh,
Excuse me, you're cheating on us with another
right?
trophy? How dare you?
What do you think I am?
Discussing the
Who's this dirt where you're talking to?
I thought we were exclusive.
Exactly.
Discussing the 4-year anniversary.
What they got that I don't, huh?
Discussing the 4-year anniversary of the PS5. Needless to say, we all had thoughts on the Pro. But overall, the PS5 itself hasn't had a bad 4 years with just a few minor hiccups. My question
take
for
your
you...
fucking ring back, by the way.
We made a promise. My question for you all is, where would you like to see Sony take the PS5? Do you want to see a new peripheral? Perhaps a move on to the PS6? Maybe a handheld, not like the Portal? And what do I want? A 360-degree full motion trackpad and a full haptic bodysuit a la Ready Player One. Yes, my dreams are just that, and my aspirations are as big as Joe's. Well, maybe not, but regardless, I want it. Said no woman to Joe, apparently. You said it, not me, brother. I don't remember that at all. Seriously, last episode killed me. You guys might need Adderall.
Thank you.
Just like your beard.
Adderall right now.
Just like your beard, Kyle, I can't ditch the stash because I look very different without it, but love the stash on you. I hate it. I'm glad it's coming back. Also, Light, you trained in MMA? What style? For how long? Please message me on Discord as I pick your brain about this. I've been training for 15 plus years and my dad for significantly longer. It's more my passion than gaming ever will be. She'll never hear that. We're not going to tell her that. So sorry, Gorilla.
Try again next week.
Fuck The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh!
Still not done, but really, Joe? Do you hate your dog? How dare you? And with that, y'all have a wonderful night. God bless. Oh, and one final thing. Which comes out first? Bloodborne Remake, Elder Scrolls, or Silk Song?
Elder Scrolls. Sorry, I repeat the question because I heard a lot of
There's a lot of questions.
slander.
What do we want Sony to do next?
Yes.
Like, or in the PS5 generation, is it something new? Is it just focus on 6?
Focus on getting these games out.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm all about the games.
Yeah.
If we get another handheld, great, but I don't need one right now.
That's PS6.
Yep.
Next handheld stuff's PS6.
Absolutely.
Focus on getting Naughty Dog's next game out. Yeah.
Yep.
And Abby's better than Joel.
Also,
she's literally my second favorite character.
I knew this was going to happen, Triple G. I knew this. When you got to that part, I knew this was going to be your reaction.
Yep.
And trust me.
Trust in the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah. Drop the attitude. Okay. Drop the tude. Stop. What's this trophy talk? Don't know them. Mm-hmm. But you know what? They owe us some residuals. We dropped their names 3 times. Okay.
Also,
my attorneys are vicious.
Ask their take on Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. And if they don't say it's a masterpiece, get that trophy out of their name. You know? And trophy talk, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Next question.
Yeah, you're taking this one because this is your bad bit rant of the show.
Oh, right. Okay, you promised me one. Yes. Okay, gang. We've heard a lot about this. This question was last week. We didn't feel like talking about it last week. Because sometimes real world stuff happens. This is the one motto we don't like to get political on the show. We don't. I come to escape from whatever Wolf Blitzer is, monotoning, screaming about. So, if this is the last question of the night, okay? If you don't like it, you don't want to hear anything about it, hey, see you next week. You know what I'm saying? Have a good one. No hard feelings. But this question, it does relate back to video games. And it is something that we've been seeing a lot of folks talk about and are confused about. And so because it involves video games, we're going to talk about it. Now that I've given you guys enough warning, if you plan on listening and you somehow get triggered, that's on you. That ain't on me. Okay? So this question comes from K-Rock. Hey, Trophy Room. With the election over, we are left looking at what's to come, and it appears that there are some policies that I believe are going to impact the gaming community, and I want to ask your thoughts. The truth is, these real-world implications are staring us right in the face. I was starting to read more about the policies regarding tariffs, that may impact our gaming specifically on GPUs. This got me thinking. If this happens, I expect extra taxes will be hit on our wallets before long, since consoles are also made in China, where these parts are being used. I hope it doesn't happen, but should it become a reality, we will be shouldering those extra taxes, tariffs or taxes for consumers. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Don't worry, Kay, I got you. For gaming, plus many other products that we buy in our lives. Now people will counter to say that we will make these things stateside, which yes, we could, but there are also costs there that will that as well, because of the raw materials still needed from other countries where those tariffs are still likely present. So consumers still pay. What are your thoughts on the long-term health of the gaming industry when it comes to these issues, should they become a reality? Love the show. K Rock. I hope you make sure your name's right there, bud. Excellent question. Really well thought out. I love how you even gave me links to everything. Thank you so much. This is an excellent question. And I've seen a lot of people concerned about this. A lot of folks in the industry and out are looking at these tariffs being waged by the Trump administration as they come back into power next year. He's promised tariffs on Chinese goods, both in like spices and food and GPUs and chips and whatnot that are manufactured there in China. That said, I would like to take this rant to explain what tariffs are for just a second here, okay? As they were explained to me as a wee young tot. Taxes are or sorry, tariffs are essentially taxes on specific items or item from a specific region or country or countries um, that we think may do harm to our market. Okay. So essentially, what a tariff is or how they work would be, for example, if America made chairs, all domestic, that was one of our biggest exports is we make chairs and we ship them off. And, we make a buku bucks here in the States by making chairs. The consumers, regularly spend $80 for a chair. That's what they know. And they buy it and they, enjoy it. And they go, wow, this is a nice, sturdy, union made chair. This is great. And then all of a sudden, one day, a wholesaler gets wind that he can actually make chairs cheaper and ship them here stateside for half the cost. And so he's able to sell chairs for $40 instead of 80. Now, what happens is the market has to adjust, right? And this actually may be doing some big damage to our chair industry. People may lose their job if the market goes, listen, I don't care if this is a union made, if where this thing came from, it's $40, my dollar stretches. So people start buying that Chinese, chair. So then big chair industry is going to go to the Congress, they're going to lobby, and they go, hey, listen, something has to give because we don't need this foreign entity coming into our domestic marketplace and disrupting it and then controlling it because that could be really bad for us. We could be maybe over reliant on that piece of, furniture, right? And then what happens if one day they pull the plug on these chairs? That'd be a real bad day for us trying to sit for our dinners. You know what I'm saying? So the government decides, the president decides, hey, I'm going to put a tariff on these Chinese made chairs to 100%. So now these Chinese made chairs went from $40 to $80 overnight, which means that wholesaler for every unit of chair has to pay $40 for every chair. So now all of a sudden that profit he's made is gone. Now it's a level playing field between domestic chair and foreign chair. Okay. And that's how essentially tariffs work, right? China doesn't pay for the tariff. It's the wholesaler who's buying the item pays for the tariff. And that cost more than likely goes back to, or they have two decisions, but usually goes back to the consumer. They're the ones that get hurt at the end of the day because that wholesaler has the right to either say, I'm going to eat these costs, or they throw that cost over to consumer. And 9 times out of 10, that's the thing that happens. Now, you might be saying, okay, Joe, so that means PlayStation goes up in price because it's a foreign product, it's a foreign company. And I would say yes. And you may go, okay, does that mean the Nintendo Switch goes up in price? Because it's a foreign, hardware, foreign company, I would say yes. And then you would say, okay, so does that mean Xbox is the way to go now? Their console's going to be automatically cheaper? And I would say no. The Xbox would also go up in price as well. See, tariffs, though they still happen, though we still use them, Joe Biden just used them, I think this year on electric cars made in China. He put a tariff up to like 50% on them because these cars were going to be a lot cheaper and more readily available than Teslas and other electric vehicles here in the States. So in order to protect that market, because it's fledgling to begin with, he put those tariffs in place so that those cars in the stateside are able to grow and those American companies are able to grow, right? Because if those Chinese cars come in the market, floods the market, no more Tesla, no more Rivian, no more of, your Chevy Volts. And that means no more American jobs. So again, sometimes tariffs are just defensive in that way of speaking. But because we're more global than ever, it's a lot harder to put tariffs on things. Usually you put these things in places in countries that you're really upset with. A good example of this would be Russia, where we close them off from like world banks and all that stuff because of their invasion of the Ukraine. Now, you might say, well, I thought Xbox, though, that's an American company, Microsoft American. but they do business in China. These consoles are made in China, right? The silicon, the chips, all of it, GPUs, Chinese, manufactured and then brought over here. So you might be asking, Joe, this seems excessive. I voted this guy in because I wanted things to be cheaper. Well, okay. You could think about it in the way that they're probably thinking about it, though. The Chinese market is in a recession at this point in time. They're having a recession the likes of which we had in 2008. And China is our main rival on the world stage. They are the closest thing to a superpower next to us. So if we could put further strain on their economy and put further hurt on their economy, and maybe we could even crush the hopes of them becoming a superpower, the likes of us, do you think maybe that hurt's worth it? Maybe those companies eat the costs. Maybe they put it on the consumer, or maybe they move those factories from China over to Illinois or Wyoming or Ohio. And so that's the hope, is that you incentivize through force, economic force or strain on these companies to stop working with China because they're not aligned with our world interests, and they start bringing their jobs back here in the stateside. Now, that's the thought. That's the theory, right? Do I think this is a good idea? I'll answer it like this. If I'm a guy in Wyoming who has just, wants to buy a PlayStation, and now all of a sudden, like a PlayStation 5 Pro with this tariff went from $600 to close to $1,000. I don't give a what's happening in China. I give a damn of what's happening in my wallet. So if you're a person that cares not for, foreign policy and more of how far my buck stretches, and I'm already upset that my buck is not stretching the ways it used to be, then I think these tariffs are pretty dumb. And they're going to hurt us. And, okay, what you said is dead on, man. Like, this is going to put further strain on not just other markets, or not just like the gaming market, but others, right? PC market's going to suffer. The CPU market's going to suffer, or GPU market's going to suffer. AI market's going to suffer. Like, technology in general gonna suffer with these tariffs, but also the basic things that rely on technology. Like, yeah, your iPhone is going to probably be, instead of 600, it's going to be 800 to 1,500 bucks from here on out for at least the next 4 years. But I'm not even thinking about your iPads or your iPhones or your dual senses or your cameras or your monitors, or also the shit that we don't think is run via chip. Like, hell, my my Philips Noroko has chips inside of it that's going to be affected by these tariffs, right? Your cars are going to be more expensive because they rely on GPUs, CPUs, chipsets that are being tariffed. There are a lot of things that are going to be upped in price because of the technology they're using are going to be more expensive. So, yeah, it's going to hurt. Now, the hope is that by the time Trump comes back into power, which everybody stop freaking out about, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Just calm down, breathe twice. That enough industry are going to pressure him not to do these tariffs. That's why these articles are out right now, to put pressure on that administration to say, hey, this is actually a horrible idea. Don't do this. The only problem with that is that he is in his second term, and usually it's in the second term where presidents go a little harder on policy than they normally wouldn't, because they don't have to think about re-election. So, long and short of it, tariffs are a thing. They're not necessarily evil. They're also not inherently good. They are not pro-capitalism. It's actually the government interfering with the market, with the free market, and actually, it's actually not working for the market's sake. So you can make an argument for, if you're a free market capitalist, that tariffs are bad. But at the end of the day, you gotta think about what's in your wallet, like Capital One. That's what the reality is. There is literally, I can see where this makes sense as a red-blooded American. I'm like, okay, America, USA, trade war, let's go. But there's the other part of me that's like, bread's expensive. So, yeah, again, this is very well could happen. Um, End of the day, my honest opinion is this is stupid and it's going to backfire, and it's going to hurt the economy. And I think at the end of the day, when Trump thinks about it, I think this term is about his legacy and what he wants to be ultimately remembered by. Because at the end of the day, this is an atypical narcissist who wants the annals of history to remember him as something great, which a lot of presidents are. But I mean, come on. If there's room on Mount Rushmore, he'd be like, "Let's go, Abe who?" So yeah, I think there's ways of going about it to make this not happen or it lessen. But I also don't think like there's a lot of wish casting of like, well, if we put these tariffs, then we put further harm on this, that, and the other thing, and maybe companies come back to the States. Like there's a lot of wish casting there for that to be a reality. And also China could do the same to us, right? Our biggest exporter is oil. So what if they just go, okay, then you're going to do that to us and hurt our economy and hurt our Chinese businesses? We're not going to buy your oil, and then just walk away from that. Right. So again, there's also like trade wars can also turn into hot wars, which have happened in the past, will probably happen in the future. French and Indian War is a great example of a war that happened here in North America, but it was actually a war over spices, trade, and influence in other regions. It was actually one of like the first, like you could categorize that as a world war between the French and the English. You should definitely read up on it. It's a lot of fun. All right, there you go. That's my history lesson, Kyle. How are you? Did you wake up? Snooze, you lose. You kidding me?
I'm just so happy people get to experience what I get every week after the show is over. No joke. More often than not, we're done with the show.
I'll put my feet on her desk.
And then, Jesus Christ. I just listened to Joe go out of soapbox and right. Let it all out.
That's right. Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone who didn't want to listen to the politics thing. Yeah. I'm also back in the fold.
I blacked out. What did I do?
I don't know. I zoned out. Like, I know you were talking in my ear.
I know.
I hope you didn't say anything to compromise the show.
I don't know either. Yeah. So yeah, and then like there's like talks of like this will definitely affect your food prices and all that jazz. This is what it is. Oh, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Also, it is sad if you learn tariffs from me, that shows that maybe the education department does need to be defunded because shit, we did a lousy job. So yeah, there you go. That's it. That's my thoughts.
Cool.
I think I provided a pretty centrist view overall. Towards the end of it, I got a little bit soapboxy, but like I think in the beginning portion, I think I did pretty good.
I legit could not tell you.
Fair enough. Everybody, that's been the trophy room. Yell at me in the comments. Tell me to kill myself or something.
No, don't do that.
I don't know. Some guy didn't take my advice and now he's upset at me. You kidding me?
Well, that's on him.
It is on him. You guys don't get to yell. And for the econ majors out there, shut up, all right? You guys are always like highbrowing it. No, actually, terrorists are. You shut your mouth, okay? You telling me ChatGPT told me wrong? Tell you what. Kyle Stevenson, is there anything you'd like to shout out before we get on out of here?
Hey, if you haven't already, come join us on Blue Sky. The water is real nice. Follow me over there, Mr. KSEP, there and everywhere else. 6-1 Indie, I'm going down to North Carolina next week to film the award show. Also, we're doing our oh my god, Extra Life the following weekend. We'll get that all set up. Yes, Silk had it. News on the 6-1 Indie Game Awards, or the Indie Game Awards presented by 6-1 Indie. The nominees, everything will be announced next week on the 19th. Mm-hmm. So a lot of really, really good games. Ooh. And yeah, as I say every week, or try to say every week, be kind to one another. Tell everyone that you love them a whole lot. Give them hugs if you can. and just support the people you love.
If you want to hear more politics talk, follow me. And no, please don't. But no, it was okay. That was a good. That was a good. That was a good. That was a good question. That was a really good question. Again, and it's one of those things. Like, man, I make this show like last week. Again, you asked it last week. I was like, ain't in the mood for that. And so, like, I get it if people want to like tune out for that type of stuff. I totally understand because me too, but I felt like that question was very much needed, and it does affect us. So it was great that it wasn't the main topic like it was gonna be last week, because that would have made me. There would have been a different Joe, you know. Anyway, Marco Rubio is a good choice for defense minister or whatever, and I think everybody's overreacting a little bit on that one. Anyway, everybody, I love you all so very much. You know my spiel. You know where to find me at Mr. Badbit on Blue Sky. He's shaking his head. He's like, enough is enough, you know?
I don't support that view.
I'm just trying. Listen, I'm just trying to get a job.
Fair.
I'm just trying to be the minister of technology or what.
Every time you say minister, I think like, what Hogwarts shit are you about to bring up now?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. I'm trying to be the minister of magic with Dr. Oz. I'm just trying to get a seat at the table. Can you blame me? Everybody, follow me at Blue Sky at Mr. Badbit, and let us know if you'd like the show to have its own Blue Sky account, because I'm kind of torn on that. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, we love you. Keep what's about you. Keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation. See you guys next week.
Bye. I love you.